It's halftime here at Manhattan High between the Indians and Junction City in the first game of our doubleheader. And right now it's the Indians with a dominant halftime lead, 37-18. Not quite as big as it was in game number one when they led 41-16 at the half, but still they picked it up in the second quarter and were much better, especially on the offensive end when they scored 23 points to take this now 19-point lead over the Junction City Blue Jays. Welcome back to MHS. Cole Dutchdorf with you here courtside for this rivalry matchup tonight. Just to start, it wasn't the best beginning for Manhattan. They were really slow coming out of the gates. They led 4-0 thanks to two cat ball layups. Junction City would cut it to 4-2, and then from there, both teams wouldn't score for quite a while. We were deadlocked at 4-2 for a good couple of minutes before Cat Ball finally broke that 4-2 mark with two more free throws. She had the first 6 points for the Indians. She had 10 in the first half. Later on down the first quarter, a couple of threes for Junction City. Kept it close the entire way. In fact, they hit 4, make that 5 in the first half. 2 from Pruitt, 1 from Riley, 1 from Warmack, and 1 from Campbell. So they were on fire from deep in the first half. And when they were getting shots off, which that was a bit of a problem because they did have 18 turnovers in the first half. But when they were getting shots off, I mean, they were sticking right with Manhattan this entire way. For Manhattan, once they started getting some more of those turnovers and converting those into the fast break points, that's when they really busted this game open. It's been the half-court defense that's been pretty good for Junction City. They've been in a 2-3 zone for the entirety of the game, and it's slowed Manhattan down enough to keep it at least close for a while until Manhattan went on a bit of a run in the late second quarter. First half stats when we come back here on 1350kman.com.
Do in case of a suspected concussion, visit childrensal.org/concussion and always dial 911 in case of an emergency.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
Alabama Power is here for you when big storms hit. But we're also here for the little things. We're there to get the coffee started, to make sure everyone's ready for school, for midday dance breaks, and evening entertainment. We're also there to help you save on all that energy with easy-to-use tips, tools, and efficiency programs. So enjoy these moments.
Kids, movie night.
And we'll do the rest. Visit alabamapower.com and follow us on social to learn more.
The starting lineups are presented by Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have that yellow tag, you don't want it.
We will start with Kansas State. The Wildcats will be the home team in today's game. Pete Hughes in his 8th season as the head coach at K-State, and the Cats are 4-0 on the season. This prolific lineup looks like this. The left fielder, Robbie Bolin, is the leadoff hitter. He's followed by the third baseman, Grant Gallagher. You got a couple of big boppers here in the 3 and 4 spots. A.J. Evasco, the designated hitter, is the 3-hole hitter, and the cleanup man is D. Kennedy, the shortstop. 3 homers, 15 RBIs for Kennedy. Batting 5th in right field, it's Carlos Vasquez. Shintaro Inoue is the second baseman. He'll hit 6th. Bear Madliak as the catcher, and he will bat 7th. Hitting 8th at first base, Chandler Murray. And batting 9th and playing center field for Kansas State, Dante Lewis. Again for the Wildcats, Bolin, Gallagher, Evasco, Kennedy, Vasquez, Inoue, Madliak, Murray, and Lewis. Now for your Auburn Tigers, Butch Thompson's 11th Auburn team, 3-1 to start this season. Speedy Bristol Carter at the top of the lineup tonight for Auburn. He starts in center field. Batting second, getting the call in left, it's Bub Terrell. Eric Guevara plays short tonight, and he will hit 3rd ahead of the catcher, Chase Freilich, in the cleanup spot. Batting 5th, the designated hitter, Lucas Steele. Todd Clay starts at third base. He will bat 6th. Ethan Bingaman gets the call at first base. He'll bat 7th. Hitting 8th and playing right field, it's Cade Ballou. And batting 9th and playing second base, Brandon McCrane. Again for the Tigers, Carter, Terrell, Guevara, Freilich, Steele, Clay, Bingaman, Ballou, and McCrane. We're getting set for baseball. We'll tell you more about tonight's pitching matchup. And since Auburn is the visiting team, it'll be Carter, Terrell, and Guevara against James Guyette to get this game started. It's the 3rd game of 3 today here in Arlington, and it's coming your way after one final pregame timeout. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Here's a clip from a recent Talking Tigers podcast with Andy Burcham.
Auburn place kicker Alex McPherson.
I think the only time I really thought, like, am I still going to be able to play football was when we were talking about the surgery. And then my surgeon came in and was like, Ralph Benershka. And I was like, no. And so we looked him up, and he kicked in the NFL with 2 bags. And now I talk to Ralph a lot. And so it's just cool. So we looked him up, and my surgeon assured me, he was like, yeah, you can still play football with a bag. Like, you can do anything with a bag. Like, you could skydive, you can scuba dive, you could do all sorts of things. You don't have to be done playing football. And so that was definitely exciting for me because I didn't want to be done with football.
New episodes of the Talking Tigers podcast are released Mondays wherever you listen to podcasts. Subscribe to the Talking Tigers podcast exclusively from the Auburn Sports Network.
There's team pride, and then there's extra Tiger pride. When I'm carrying the Auburn University Regents Visa debit card or prepaid Regents Now card, that's exactly what I get. Whether I'm grabbing some extra Auburn gear or picking up an extra dozen wings for the game, this card always brings it. Sometimes I get an extra War Eagle from the cashier, too. Visit Regents.com/Go Tigers to get yours.
Extra changes everything. And at Regions, Extra is our ordinary. Official bank of the SEC, member FDIC.
Looking for legendary wings, mouth-watering burgers, and unbeatable pizza for your next big event? Baumhauer's Catering is here to satisfy your cravings. From tailgates, birthdays, to office lunches and weddings, boost your event with delicious flavors of Baumhauer's Catering. We offer pickup or delivery, or choose our full-service catering that includes setup and staff. Don't have space for your big event? We can even host you in our dedicated party space. Baumhauer's Victory Grill Catering. Legendary flavors, zero hassle. War Eagle.
Welcome back to Arlington, Texas. It's almost time for Auburn baseball. Before we continue, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Auburn Sports Network. The two head coaches are meeting at home plate, Butch Thompson and Pete Hughes. And they have just shaken hands, headed back to their dugouts, and we're about to see Kansas State take the field. Auburn will bat first. Carter, Terrell, and Guevara, the first 3 against James Guyette. The first pitch weather forecast is presented by Jackson Services. When your comfort quits, Jackson Services shows up. Heating, air, and plumbing done right the first time. Family owned since 1973. Call Jackson Services today and feel the difference. Jackson Services, delivering comfort, creating trust. Well, it's cool in Texas. It's 59 degrees and cloudy outside. But here at Globe Life Field, the roof is closed. It is a climate-controlled 72 degrees. This ballpark opened in 2020, and Coach Thompson in a pregame visit mentioned that there are Auburn connections here. The turf management folks with the Rangers worked alongside a company that develops synthetic turf, and they worked with a kinesiology study at Auburn for a long time, an ongoing study. It lasted many, many months. And they wanted to research how players, the kinesiology study from Auburn, researched how players reacted on certain surfaces. And then they tuned the systems for player safety and optimal performance. They wanted the look, the feel. They wanted to know how the baseball reacted, how the players reacted. They even went as far as fan experience. They wanted this surface to look like the grass at their old ballpark, which incidentally is visible through the glass, the windows beyond the left field and left center field areas here. So there is an impact. Auburn had an impact on this playing surface here at Globe Life Field. So here we are. It's Auburn's third year to be a part of this. The Tigers went 3-0 last year, defeating Baylor and Oregon State on the first 2 days. We were thinking about this the other day, that Auburn has had a top 12 win in each of the first 2 seasons that it has been a part of this event. That Oregon State team was a top 10 team a year ago. And Texas Tech in 22, that Saturday game, the first of 5 in a row for Auburn at this event, that was, I think, a top 12 Texas Tech team. So good things have happened for Auburn, and it's kind of kick-started successful seasons. We'll try to do it again here this weekend. Defensively, behind Guyette for Kansas State, it'll be Robbie Bolin in left field, Dante Lewis in center, Carlos Vasquez in right. Along the infield, it's Grant Gallagher at third, D. Kennedy at shortstop. Shintaro Inoue is at second, Chandler Murray at first, and Bear Madliak is the catcher. Guyette went 5 innings in their season-opening win over Iowa in Mesa, Arizona last weekend. He went 5 innings. He gave up 8 hits, 4 runs, but it was a game where Kansas State bats were on fire early. Last year, he was the leader with 24 appearances, all out of the bullpen for Kansas State. Was second on the team in earned run average at 4.70. 51 2/3 innings pitched. He was 4-3, gave up 27 earned runs in those 53 2/3 innings, and had 4 saves. Fourth on the team with 51 strikeouts in those 51 2/3 innings, and he walked 27. So Guyette gets set to make his second start of the year, and he will face Bristol Carter. It'll be interesting to see if the Tigers try to manufacture a little offense early. Kansas State plays in the shift. Carter steps in. We're ready to get underway. The pitch. And he does show bunt and then pulls the bat back and takes a strike at the knees. 0-1 to Bristol Carter. Matthew Anderson is the home plate umpire. Mark Hutchinson is at first. Casey Moser at second base. And Jet Minton, the third base umpire. Righty-righty matchup. 0-1 pitch to Carter is right through there. Another fastball for a strike, and it's 0-2. So 2 fastballs to get things started to the Auburn center fielder. Guy at 6'3", 225. Off the right side of the rubber, his 0-2 is a breaking ball way outside, slider, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Guyette, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts a week ago against Iowa. 1-2 pitch to Carter. That's inside with a fastball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Carter, Terrell, Guevara, the first three due up. Guyette set. He delivers. Ground ball right side against the shift and into right field. And Bristol Carter has his 5th base hit of the season. He slid down to the ground as he rounded first base, but plenty of time to come back. So Carter goes the other way. That'll make Gabe Gross happy. Bristol's off to a 5-for-9 start this season, and a good start for the Tigers, who have a leadoff base runner. Bub Terrell, the batter. Bub's off to a good start. 7 hits in 17 at bats. 7 for 17 with a homer, 3 RBIs. He has 2 doubles on the year. And the sophomore left fielder taps the plate, stands in there. The stretch. Big hole on the right side. There goes Carter. Nope. He slams on the brakes and heads back to first. The pitch, a called strike to Terrell. Guyette has gotten ahead of the first 2 batters. Carter with 1 stolen base on the year. Carter and Brandon McCrane, the 1 and 9 hitters respectively, the only guys with stolen bases. Here's a throw to first, and that's a little low and down the line, but caught by Murray over there at first. Glad to have you with us tonight. Thank your local radio stations who carry Auburn baseball proactively. Reach out, make it known that you appreciate them giving you the chance to hear the Tigers on the radio. You can also get us on the Auburn Athletics app. Pitch home. Down and in, a slider to Terrell, a ball and a strike. He's not thrown the glove side slider for a strike yet here in the early going. Also welcome those of you who are watching the In the Booth feed. We'll have a few more than usual tonight because of the TV setup. 1-1 pitch. Terrell takes it outside, ball 2. He tried the backdoor slider, and it missed. Guyette wears jersey number 32. He comes set. And the 2-1 to Bub. Fastball low. 3 balls, 1 strike. Kansas State wearing purple jerseys, white pants, white numerals and letters, purple caps. Auburn in the road grays, classic look. 3-1 will have to wait. They throw back to first. Carter back in there standing. Outfield plays Terrell to hit the other way. He's got a lot of room in right field and in right center. I mean, a lot of room. Here's the 3-1 offering. And he hits it in the air past the shortstop. A little bloop over the shortstop and into left field. And Carter, again a wide turn. And again Bristol stumbled and fell down into the clay, but he's back on his way to second base. First and second, a pair of opposite field singles. They tried to jam Terrell on a 3-1 pitch, and he was able to muscle it up, just a soft liner over the head of D. Kennedy, who moves very well. But he couldn't get to it, and the Tigers have something going early. First and second, nobody out, and here's Eric Guevara. 6 for 17 for the junior infielder. He's starting at short tonight. He's got that open stance, deep in the right-hand batter's box, and he bunts. Left side, and it's a good one. Catcher has no play. Brilliant bunt by Eric Guevara up the left side. He showed late. He put it down on the left side of the infield, and all Matt Liak could do was pick it up. A bunt single for Guevara. And the bases are loaded with nobody out. And here's Chase Fralick. And all Fralick has done is go 8 for 15 in the first 4 games of the year. Sophomore catcher a chance to give Auburn an early advantage. Kansas State has scored first in each of its first 4 games, but Auburn trying to change that. First pitch to Fralick. Good pitch. Fastball inside corner. 0-1. Fralick with 1 home run. He's driven in 2 runs. First of 3 straight that'll hit from the left side against the right-hander. Guyette looks home and fires. And it is fouled back. Good cut by Freilich, but now he's in a hole, 0-2. You're going to need offense against this Kansas State team. They're hitting .396. They've played Iowa, UConn, Penn State, and Air Force. And they're hitting .396 as a team. So runs early would be big. Freilich, 0-2 pitch to him. Pulled right side, gloved by the first baseman. He waits on the shortstop to get there. He dropped the ball, and they called him out. They'll say he's out, that he dropped the ball on the transfer looking for the double play. They get the force at second, but Carter scores, and Auburn takes a 1-0 lead. So Terrell is at third. Guevara is out, 3-6. Murray fielded it. It got to him in a hurry. He had to wait on Kennedy to get to the bag. And then Kennedy tried to rush the throw and just lost the ball coming out of the glove. So it's 1-0 Tigers. And here's Lucas Steele. They're at the corners with one out, infield in a shift. If Lucas could hit it to short, he'd double. First pitch to him is outside for ball one, and if they're going to pitch him away, he might look to do that. It's a fielder's choice for Freilich, so he's at first. Terrell at third. The 1-0 pitch to the Auburn designated hitter. Steele swings and misses at a high fastball. 93 on that heater from Guyette. One ball, one strike, one out. And one in. Guyette from the stretch. Deals. Steele spins around in the box. He had squared the bunt late, and the pitch came up and in. So he had to pirouette in the left-handed batter's box to get out of the way. 2-1. Steele 1 for 9. He's walked 3 times. Kansas State has showed they're going to shift against a lot of these hitters. They're in it here against Steele. Pitch. Changeup. Maybe the slider at 86. Got the inside edge. That evens the count at 2-2. 1-0 Tigers, top of the first. Outfield plays straight away. A lot of breaks and angles in the outfield. We'll go through the dimensions in a moment. Here's the 2-2 to Steele. Called strike 3 in the outside corner, and Lucas didn't think so. He thought that Madliak brought it back. We've got a monitor in the booth. I don't know if we'll get another look at it. Doesn't appear that we will. It's the second out. Whether we get another look or not, isn't it? So here's Todd Clay. Clay looking for his first hit in an Auburn jersey. And they go into the shift against him, or the near shift. Second baseman not on the other side of the bag, but he's nearly behind it. Go the other way. Todd, first pitch, slider, caught the inside corner, broke back across the plate, 0-1. Guyette has not had trouble getting ahead of batters. Auburn loaded the bases with nobody out. Tigers have scored 1. They're now at the corners with 2 down. The stretch. And the pitch. Same pitch, same spot, 0-2. Advantage Guyette. They'll feel like it's a win if they can turn Auburn away with just a run after the situation they started in. Pitch. Low. Late break to second. They throw to short. So it's a delayed steal by Freilich, who takes second. And instead of throwing to second, Madliak threw to D. Kennedy at short. They were hoping to catch Terrell breaking down the line and throw him out. Instead, now they're 2 in scoring position. A 2-out hit from Clay puts a couple more on the board. Here's the 1-2. Ground ball, left side, foul. He was early on the swing. I think that was the changeup at 84. He was early on the swing, tried to slow it down. Just got the bat on it. That's the important thing. 1-0 Tigers, top of the first. 3 hits in the inning. Second and third, 2 outs. Second baseman now playing in shallow center. He's way back there. Here's another 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and the inning is over. Clay down on strikes. Auburn gets a run on 3 hits. No errors. Tigers strand 2. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Auburn 1, Kansas State coming up. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Serves up, Auburn family. Saturday, February 21st, your Auburn men's tennis team competes in a doubleheader versus Florida and the Citadel. For free admission at the Yarborough Tennis Center, we're serving up more than just aces this sweet SEC home opener. Join us for Publix desserts while you cheer on your Tigers. The matchup versus the Gators will start at noon. The Bulldogs to follow at 5 p.m. We'll see you at the Yarborough Tennis Center in your orange and blue. War Eagle.
Children's of Alabama reminds you that every child's head injury should be treated like a serious injury until a doctor says it's not. The CDC estimates some 4 million sports and recreation-related concussions occur each year. Even a minor fall or collision may be a concern. Symptoms typically include headaches, unsteadiness, confusion, or sleepiness. To find out what to do in case of a suspected concussion, visit childrensal.org/concussion and always dial 911 in case of an emergency.
Tigers get a run. They give Jake Marciano a run to work with in the top of the first inning on 3 hits. Would have loved more. Bases loaded, nobody out. You'd love to get more, but just getting one there was absolutely imperative. So, defensively, Tigers have Bub Terrell in left, Bristol Carter in center, Cade Ballou in right field. Along the infield, third to first, it's Clay, Guevara, McCrane, and Bingaman. And Chase Freilich in his customary spot behind the plate. Now, Jake Marciano a week ago. 5 innings. 2 hits, 1 run, no walks, and 12 strikeouts. Simply fantastic. Marciano, the transfer from Virginia Tech, 6'2", 168 pounds, sophomore left-hander from Bayville, New Jersey. 4-2, earned run average a little more than 6 with the Hokies a year ago. So he'll face Bolin, Gallagher, and Ivasco for this Kansas State team. They beat Iowa in their opener 15-6. They beat UConn 7-3. They beat Penn State 24-5. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Late swing by Bolin at the fastball. And it's 0-1. Fastball at 90. And for Marciano, it's about the location. He's not going to throw it at 95, 96. 0-1. Missed downstairs, a ball and a strike. But he can throw in and out to the lefties. Really good changeup when the fastball location is on as well. Outfield play straight away, maybe a little the opposite way for the left-handed hitting Bolin. Senior left fielder for the Wildcats. There's a called strike, a fastball in the outer half. So he's ahead. Bolin is 6 for 14. He scored 10 runs this year. 6 hits, 5 walks, a couple of stolen bases for the Wildcats' leadoff man. He's off the plate, the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a ground ball weakly to first. It's foul. It is foul. Bingaman throws it over toward the dugout. We'll do it again. It's 328 down the right field line, and then it angles back. It's 374 in right center. 410 to a dip back in right center towards center. Pitch. There's a fly ball left side. That's into the seats. 407 to straightaway center. 372 in left center. And 330 down the left field line. And again, just a lot of different angles to have to contend with in the outfield. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the pitch. Missed with a breaking ball low. And the count is even at 2-2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 different angles in the outfield. Pitch. Called strike 3. Changeup. Oh, no. Oh, Matthew Anderson broke out of his stance behind the plate. He halfway rung up Bolin and then stopped and called it a ball. So the count's full. Pitch. Fastball. Called strike 3. Yeah. And Bolin had started to go to first. That was just a straight fastball at the knees. Bolin turned and started to walk toward first, and he had something to say to the home plate umpire after the third strike was called. That's a beautiful pitch. That was 91 with some sink. 1 away. Long at bat, but Auburn got the first out. Here's Garrett Gallagher, the third baseman. Right-handed hitter. First pitch, fastball, Steve Reich. 0-1. Gallagher, 4 for 14, 5 walks. So each of their first 2 batters have 5 walks on the year. And they will run. 6 of their 9 in the lineup have stolen bases. Gallagher gets underneath this, flies it into shallow right field. It'll be Ballou who waits on it to come down and makes the catch for the second out. Retractable roof, and it is closed. And so when you're looking up, you're not looking up to catch a fly ball. You're not contrasting against a sky. You've got steel girders up there and rafters. And there's some lighting angles that, light shining off those, reflecting off. Here's Ivasco, swings of the first pitch, fouls it off to the left over the Auburn dugout at 0-1. Auburn in the third base dugout, Kansas State in the first base dugout. Nobody on, 2 down, bottom of the first. Auburn on top 1-0. Lefty-lefty matchup. Foul back, 0-2. Ivasco, a good start to the season. If not for Kennedy behind him, Ivasco would be the talk of this program. He's 9 for 18, 2 doubles, 5 runs scored, and 10 RBIs. Left-handed batter, open stance. He's in a hole 0-2. Marciano tries to put him away. The pitch. He missed up and out with a fastball. A little extra on that at 92. See if that's a setup. See if he comes back in. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He pulled the string on the changeup. That was pretty. Had Ivasco way out in front. 3 up, 3 down. Go the Wildcats in the bottom of the first inning. Auburn 1, Kansas State 0. Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
In 1977, Ford F-Series became the best-selling trucks in America. 33 million trucks later, we've kept that title every year since. And that's a formula we plan on repeating. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. The best-selling trucks in America for 49 years and counting. Based on 1977 to 2025 calendar year industry reported total sales.
Yellowwood knows that a 5-star backyard is the place to make lasting memories. Like roasting marshmallows on a cool fall night. That's it. Turn it nice and slow. Get it toasted all... Oh, no, it's on fire. Oh, you want it on fire. Okay, that's a choice, I guess. Crunchy. For 5-star backyards and the most memorable experiences, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have that yellow tag, you don't want it.
Welcome back to Arlington, where Auburn put 24 pitches into Kansas State starter James Guyette. Tigers loaded the bases with nobody out. They got a run in the first inning. Then Jake Marciano retired the Wildcats 1-2-3. And so we go to the second. And it will be Bingaman, Ballou, and McCrane. Appreciate those of you on the In the Booth feed. By the way, that's on the Auburn Tigers YouTube channel. We're not allowed to show the game, so it is just a feed of the broadcast itself. And we are way up here. This is one of the most interesting games from which, or to broadcast because of our vantage point. We're in the actual, like the Major League Baseball visiting radio booth as Bingaman stands in, right-handed hitting freshman. Takes a pitch called a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Bingaman 1 for 7, a walk and a run scored. We're on the 4th level. The riding press is on the 5th, so they're higher than we are, but we can almost touch those rafters up there. Pitch. Didn't get the high strike on the fastball, and that'll even the count at 1-1. Bingham, the freshman from the Redlands in California. Slightly open stance. Strong-looking freshman. Pitch. Down and away with a slider, 2-1. Guyette, again, he scattered 8 hits and 4 runs over 5 innings against Iowa a week ago, but he had some leverage. He had the advantage of the offense, giving him runs to work with. Pitch. That's outside. Another slider off the plate. Bingham takes it 3-1. That's one of the keys for Auburn today against Guyette, is not to swing at pitches that are not strikes. And if Guyette has to move away from the slider or exclusively throw it in, that's advantage Auburn. He went with a fastball and he missed it low to Bingham. And the freshman has worked his 2nd walk of the season, a leadoff base runner for the 2nd consecutive inning for the Tigers. That leadoff runner scored an inning ago. Now, would they try to bunt Cade Ballou? First baseman holding the runner on. Second baseman, Inouye, is playing at in-between depth at second. Gallagher comes in even with the bag and well off the line at third. This is an interesting infield alignment. It's basically straight away. And here's Ballou, and he swings and hits one the other way, foul into the second deck. 0-1 to Cade. 3 hits, 3 for 14 to start the year. He has 2 doubles. He scored 3 runs and driven in 2. Right side is wide open for a guy who likes to pull. First 2 pitches have been away from him. That's a fastball that misses outside at 94. 1-1 to the Auburn native, Cade Ballou. Not 100% healthy all of last season. The 1-1 pitch to him. Swing and a miss. A little bit of an in-between swing there on a pitch with some sink. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. Brandon McCrane waits on deck. So much room for a pulled hitter if they dare pitch him in the pitch. They do pitch him in, but he hits it on the ground to the second baseman. Flips to second for 1, on to first, double play. 4-6-3 twin killing. 2 outs, nobody on. They did pitch him inside. He just couldn't get the barrel of the bat around on it to pull it. And he hit it right at Inouye at second. And Cade has good speed, but as hard as he hit the ball, he wasn't going to beat out the double play. So now here's Brandon McCrane. He's had a good start to the year. McCrane takes a first pitch strike, 0-1. He's 3 for 6, 3 walks, a couple of RBIs. Pitch to McCrane. That's low. And it's 1-1. Auburn's other 2 opponents here this weekend won their games today. Florida State beat Michigan 6-1. Louisville came from behind to beat Nebraska 4-2. 1-1 to McCrane is fouled up the first base line. And it's a ball and 2 strikes to the Auburn second baseman. A lot of the action in the SEC already over today. We'll give you those on the Yellowwood scoreboard throughout our game. A ball and 2 strikes. Nobody on, 2 outs. 1-0 Auburn in the second. The stretch from Guyette and the delivery. Got a piece of it. Fouled it back. Another sinker ball from Guyette. So we'll do it again. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the second. Auburn, the visiting team today or tonight and Sunday. They'll be the home team tomorrow against Florida State. Here's the 1-2. popped up right side. That will reach the seats. Probably a few more Kansas State fans than Auburn fans, not by a lot, fairly even. Auburn's well represented in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I bet we see even more here tomorrow afternoon for the Florida State game. Another 1-2 pitch. Missed down and away. He's still not able to throw that, not able to get a swing and miss. Auburn has been disciplined, and frankly, it hasn't been hard to be disciplined. Those haven't really been strikes out of the hand. The slider to the right-handed hitters that start away. He's backdoored it a couple of times. Here's a pitch. Bouncing ball up the middle and through. Base hit up the middle with 2 strikes. Brandon McCrane has Auburn's 4th hit of the game. A 2-out single, a bouncing ball right back up the middle, and a good piece of hitting. He left the pitch up. It was belt high and down the middle. And McCrane hit it right back where it came from. McCrane, like Carter, slid as if he was sliding into second as he rounded the bag at first. Guy's getting the jerseys dirty. Here are the first 2 innings. Back to the top in Bristol Carter. A single against the shift, his first time, and he grounds one into the shift. Second baseman playing behind the bag. He sawed the field in half. A good swing, but Inoue was playing right behind the bag at second. So he grabs it and goes the short way for the force at second, and the inning is over. No runs on a hit. No errors and 1 left for the Tigers. Auburn leads 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the second. Second inning is presented by Auburn Bank, champions of you. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
At Affordable Comfort Cooling Systems and Plumbing, we believe our work is more than just AC and plumbing repairs. It's about serving people with integrity and care. As a Christian-owned company, we take Colossians 3:23 to heart. Whatever you do, work at it all with your heart, as working for the Lord, not for men. That's why at ACCS and Plumbing, we do the job right the first time and always stand behind our work. As a proud Ream dealer, we're committed to offering top-quality products and faith-driven values. Give us a call today or visit ACCSAuburn.com to learn more. That's ACCSAuburn.com.
Alabama license number 12084.
Life moves fast. Shouldn't your checking account keep up? Meet Explore Checking from Max Credit Union. No monthly fees, no minimum balance requirement. Enjoy perks like access to your paycheck up to 2 days early, earning rewards that can be turned into cash each time you spend with your Max debit card. Plus, with 24/7 digital banking and an easy-to-use mobile app, managing your money is quick and effortless. Start exploring today at mymax.com/explore. Certain restrictions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
One 0 Auburn as we go to the second inning. Kennedy, Vasquez, Inoue due up for Kansas State. 14 pitches for Marciano in the first inning. 10 strikes. Probably should have been 13 pitches, 10 strikes. I've never seen a home plate umpire start to go into the strike 3 call and then just stop. Anyway, water under the bridge at this point. Marciano faces D. Kennedy, best hitter on the team. 7 for 14, 3 homers, 15 RBIs. First pitch to him misses high, a breaking ball, ball 1. He's walked 5 times. He has stolen 5 bases. D. Kennedy, Big 12 Player of the Week, National Player of the Week. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Way out in front of the changeup. 1-1 to the Kansas State shortstop. One of 8 guys in the lineup with an on-base percentage of .415 or higher. Pitch. Another changeup, weakly tapped foul left side. So he's gone back-to-back changeups to Kennedy. And he's got some family here tonight. He's from Fort Worth. We're in the bottom of the second. Tigers lead 1-0. Here's the pitch. Called strike 3. froze him with the fastball. That was a beautiful sequence from Marciano, who has his third strikeout. He just took one of the top hitters in college baseball on opening weekend and carved him up. He slowed his bat down with back-to-back changeups, and then I think he caught Kennedy looking for a changeup there on 1-2 and got the fastball under the hands. Just a terrific sequence from the Auburn starter. Here's Carlos Vasquez, the right fielder. 5 for 9. He has a double and 4 RBIs. Here's the pitch. It is inside for ball 1. The lights in the radio booth are motion activated. There we go. I was still too long, and I was in the dark for a little while. Let there be light. Here's the pitch. Fouled back. A ball and a strike. One out, bottom of the second, nobody on. Team came in, practiced last night. They could hit in the cages for 30 minutes and practice on the field for an hour. There's a ground ball right side. Is it going to turn? No, it's a foul ball. That had side spin on it. It started in foul territory and then broke back toward the line. But it didn't roll far enough before it hit the green base. Marciano ahead, a ball and 2 strikes. To Vasquez out of Lawrence, Kansas. One of 2 redshirt seniors in the lineup for the Wildcats. Big wide stance for a strong right-handed batter who swings and misses at the changeup. That changeup has been lethal to the last 3 batters. 3 straight strikeouts for Marciano. 2 away in the inning. 4 punch-outs in the game. K-Counter presented by Kia of Auburn, where you're always number 1. No sneezes yet for YouTube. 0. Which is already a massive improvement from last year. Okay, Shintaro Inoue. He is from Yamaguchi, Japan. And he watches ball 1 miss a little low. Inoue, 6 of 17 for the year, a homer, 5 driven in. He has scored 6 runs, 3rd most on the team. Left-handed batter, crouching stance, check swing at a strike. And it's 1-1. Carter a couple of steps over toward left center, left and right fielders straight away. Infield back with 2 outs and nobody on. Pitch from Marciano. Misses low. And it's 2-1. That's the first 2-ball count he's gone to since the first batter. 5 up, 5 down to start the game for the Auburn sophomore. The delivery. Fouled back. I think that may have been the change that was up. Evens the count at 2-2. Bear Madliak, the catcher, waits on deck. He would be next, but there are 2 outs in the inning. Inoue adjusts his right shoe, gets the cleat adjusted. Now he's back in the box. Coils back on the left leg. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Missed down and away. And the count is full. 1 run, 4 hits for Auburn. No runs, no hits for Kansas State. Bottom of the second. Marciano straight up into the wind. Plants, fires, fastball, hit toward left. Terrell is there, jogging toward the line. He makes the catch. Inning over. Well, 4 strikeouts and 2 flyouts for Marciano through 2 innings so far. Wildcats retired in order in the second. It's 1-0 Tigers through 2. And Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Ah, crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
You've created a comfortable home office. Now let Carrier provide the cash bonus. For a limited time, you can claim up to $1,550 in cool cash rebates on a qualified Carrier home comfort system. There's never been a better time to upgrade to year-round premium comfort and energy savings. Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Back to Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas for more Auburn baseball.
Thank you, Mark Aston. That is where we are here. Auburn leads Kansas State as we go to the third inning. It's 1-0. Terrell, Guevara, Freilich to the plate. Leadoff hitter has been on in each of the first 2 innings. Leadoff runner scored in the first, was erased by a double play in the second. Let's check the Yellowwood scoreboard. SEC baseball teams in action today. Kentucky beat Evansville on the road at Evansville 9-2. It was Arkansas over Xavier 5-2. Vanderbilt pummeled Marist 16-5 in Nashville. LSU doubled up Indiana down in Jacksonville. Auburn played down there a couple of years ago. 14-7 LSU over Indiana. It was Georgia big over Samford 11-1. Tennessee escaped Kent State 4-3. Mississippi State beat Delaware 9-2. It was Alabama over Rhode Island 19-4, and Oklahoma over Coppin State 22-1. Here's Bub Terrell. First pitch to the Auburn left fielder, missed outside, 1-0. Also, Army beat South Carolina in Columbia 9-5. Everything else in progress now in the league. We'll go through those in a bit. Terrell singled to left his first time. Pitch. Late swing, and he fouled it back. A ball and a strike. Terrell now 8 for 18 on the year. That's a .444 average on the young season. Game 5 for both these teams. 1-1. Terrell takes it high, 2-1. They're working away from the strong left-handed hitter. Well, you see Bub get off the bus or the plane. He looks like a major league ball player. The pitch. Swing and a miss. High fastball. He couldn't get to it. 2-2. And I've been impressed with Terrell's approach to the game. Last year as a freshman, he spoke with the seriousness of a professional player. Very businesslike approach. Here's the 2-2. Fly down the right side, foul. He hit it hard, but he hooked it. Really good swing. He's not getting cheated. And we'll do it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out, nobody on. First batter of the third inning. Tigers got a run in the first. Loaded the bases with nobody out. And then got one. Outfield's playing him to go the other way. I'd look for something in the outside corner here. Here's the 2-2. On the way. No, they came in and missed badly with a slider. Glove side slider has not been there for Guyette tonight. And the count is full to Terrell. Lots of room in right center to try and fight against that. They've backed their second baseman up into short right field. Payoff pitch to Bub. On the way. Popped up, left side, foul. Onto the concourse and back down to the first row of seats. Other scores on the Yellowwood scoreboard. Florida leads Kennesaw State 6-0. They're in the 6th. Missouri leads New Haven 9-2 in the 6th. And Texas leads Michigan State 2-1 in the 3rd. Another 3-2. Terrell bounces it to second. Inoue charges, fields, throws in time for the out. And Kansas State retires the leadoff hitter for the first time. Eric Guevara bunted for a base hit in the first inning with runners at first and second. They respected the power of Guevara, who's in the 3-hole for the first time this season. And he placed a perfect bunt in the grass up the left side. So he'll be up there swinging away here. The pitch. Fastball missed outside, maybe a little low, 1-0. Guevara now 7 for 18 on the year. Righty-righty matchup. Guyette delivers. Popped it up. Right field. It was in on the hands. Vasquez waits for it to come down. Squeezes it for the second out. 2 up, 2 down. And now Chase Fralick to the plate. Reached on a fielder's choice his first time. Grounded it to first with the bases loaded. Even at about 4,000 feet away, you can't miss those bright, bold orange batting gloves Chase wears. First baseman over toward the line a little more, and the first pitch breaks in for a strike. Slider that started out to the left-handed hitter and broke in. 0-1. Again, Inouye very deep at second. He's 15 feet into right field. Pitch missed down and away, 1-1. Auburn plays Florida State tomorrow at 3. And then Louisville at 10:30 Sunday morning. Kansas State has the night game all 3 days here. Pitch to Fralick. High and outside, 2-1. Fralick has only walked 1 time this year. He has only struck out once. He's put it in play. And he swings here and fouls it up over the net and into the, well, off the front facing of the suite level, down into the stands. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes to the sophomore catcher. Guyette trying to get out of the inning, trying to retire Auburn in order for the first time. 2-2. Upstairs. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Let's see if he gives in here, gives him something to hit. Shift is on. Inouye is halfway out to right field. He's 30 feet into right field. Third baseman at the normal shortstop position. Here's the pitch. That is fly toward left. Back goes Bolin. And drifting back, he makes the catch for the last out of the inning. Auburn goes in order in the third. Third inning presented by the Vance Law Firm. At the Vance Law Firm, they say dial 3 for me, 334-333-3333. To the bottom of the third, it's 1-0 Auburn. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Auburn family, it's time to join the coolest club on the Plains, Aubie's Kids Club, presented by Chaffee's. Memberships for the upcoming school year are on sale now. Your favorite Tigers Kids Club offers 2 membership options. They give you awesome gear like an Auburn t-shirt, a men's basketball SEC Champions medal sign, and more. Throughout the year, you can check in at Auburn Athletics events to receive points, earn prizes, and you'll also get invited to special events only available through Aubie's Kids Club. Head to auburntigers.com/kids club to sign up today. War Eagle!
In the SEC, it just means more. But what is it exactly? It's the fans, the students, the traditions, the legends. It's passion to celebrate deeper, reach farther, think smarter, make an impact off the field. It's that intangible thing that happens when 16 schools raise the bar as one. Because in the SEC, it just means more.
Auburn leads 1-0. Kansas State brings the bottom third of the order to the plate in the third inning. Madliak, Murray, and Lewis for the Wildcats. They're on the road a good bit to start the season. Yeah, they are on the road at Louisiana next weekend. So they don't play at home until the last weekend. Okay, it's a midweek 2-game set. So next weekend they're at home for the first time against Columbia. And they get back-to-back home weekends, Columbia and Southern Illinois, Edwardsville. Madliak, the catcher, 1 for 5 on the year. He's walked 3 times. He scored 3 runs. Madliak knows about Auburn. He's from Carrollton, Georgia. First pitch to him is a breaking ball for a strike. Carrollton about an hour and 15 away from Auburn. Pitch to the right-handed hitting catcher. Fastball, missed the inside corner. And it's 1-1. Ground ball, foul into the Auburn, or off the facing of the Auburn dugout, 1-2. Madliak, 2 RBIs. Again, 57 runs in the first 4 games of the year for this Kansas State team. Tonight's the first night they haven't scored first. Pitch. Fouled straight back over the net into the seats. They have made back-to-back NCAA regionals in Pete Hughes' 8 seasons. Last year they made a regional for the 2nd straight year. It's the first time they've gone in back-to-back years since 2010-2011. Here's the delivery. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Fastball. Sits down Madliak. That is strikeout number 5 for Marciano. He's done it with the change, and that time it was a straight fastball. And here's Chandler Murray. Murray, the first baseman, 1 for 5 on the year. The one hit was a home run. He has also struck out 3 times. So all or nothing for the big right-handed batter who takes the ball just a little bit inside, 1-0. Nobody on, 1 out, bottom of the 3rd inning. The pitch. Through the breaking ball, missed inside, 2-0. That may be the first 2-0 count for Marciano. There's a strike. Fastball at the knees, and it's 2-1. Murray, a redshirt freshman out of Honolulu, has got a wide stance. He swings and grounds it to 3rd. Clay fields and throws. Big stretch over at first by Bingaman. That's a long throw. And Bingaman stretched out, received it well, 2 away. 5-3. That's the first ground out for Kansas State tonight. And it brings Dante Lewis to the plate. Lewis is 2 for 5. He has a double. He's driven in a run. He's stolen a base. He scored 4 times. Pretty good speed for the right-handed hitting sophomore. Digs in. First pitch to him. Beautiful strike. That had some movement away from the right-handed hitter. Lewis actually jackknifed back a little bit. Pitch was a strike, a fastball and a beauty. Marciano off the left side of the rubber throws another fastball that missed just a little bit up. And it's 1-1. Lewis, the starter in center field tonight for Kansas State. Pitch. Check swing. It was a strike. Threw him a slider. 1-2. Marciano trying to retire the side for the 3rd consecutive inning to start this ball game. With Auburn on top, 1-0. Stretch. Wind and pitch. Popped up right side. very high and into the second level of seats. Marciano really, it's like he looks like a pitcher in the stretch. He comes set, stands straight up, and then has a very short, almost just a toe tap windup. Here's the delivery. Called strike 3. Slider. Froze Lewis. 6 strikeouts for Marciano through the first 3 innings. He's retired Kansas State in order 3 times to start the ballgame. And Auburn takes a 1-0 lead into the 4th inning. That is when Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
So it was the 4th quarter and we're down by 5. Sweat pouring down my face. Suddenly it hit me. If only I could wrap part of the towel around my forehead. And that's how I became the first basketball player to wear a headband.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
We'll admit, we've already thrown in the towel on the New Year's resolution.
But one healthy new habit we're sticking with is Active Liver from New Nordic. Did you know your liver works around the clock processing food, sugar, alcohol, and everyday toxins? All things that can really impact your health.
That's why daily support matters. Active Liver is designed to help protect normal liver function and support your body's natural detox process.
Active Liver is available online at Amazon or in stores at CVS, Meijer Grocery, Wegmans, and now at your local GNC.
Exclusive play-by-play coverage of Auburn baseball is brought to you by Alabama Power. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Auburn Tigers.
Welcome back to Arlington, where Auburn leads 1-0. And it'll be Steele, Clay, and Bingaman due up for the Tigers with a 1-0 lead against James Guyette. Auburn loaded the bases in the first, got a run. Got the leadoff man on in the second, and then was retired in order in the third. Guyette is at 57 pitches as we go to the 4th, so Auburn has done a good job of working into the right-handed starter. He went 5 innings a week ago against Iowa. Steele, first up, hits it into the shift, into deep right field. Inouye has been a busy man, the second baseman playing deep at second, shallow in right field, scoops it up, and Steele's retired on 1 pitch. Lucas 0 for 2 to start the ballgame. And now here's Todd Clay. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Right-handed batter from Auburn, transfer from UAB. First pitch to Clay. Nope, missed the outside corner, 1-0. Interesting to watch where the second baseman lines up now for all these guys. Inouye is, they play Clay to pull. He's still on the right side of the bag at second, but he's 10 feet into shallow center field. And there's a strike to Clay. It's 1-1. Clay, one of the guys who hit so well in the fall, and obviously we know what he did at UAB a year ago, hit almost 370. There's a fastball for a strike. Clay thought it was high. And it's 1-2. You know, it took Steele a little while to get it going offensively last year, making the transition from Samford to Auburn. Boy, he was red hot at the end of the year. And the 1-2 to Clay. Inside. Good eye. 2-2 the count. Bingaman waits on deck. It's a long season. We are just getting underway. Here's the 2-2. Fouled away. Clay continues to battle. It's their second look at Guyette. 4 saves a year ago for Guyette. He had 24 appearances, all in relief. And they've got a guy starting to stretch in the bullpen. Pitch. Fouled away, right side. Clay, a defensive swing there on a 92-mile-an-hour fastball with some sink. And the battle continues. They've worked almost 65 pitches now out of the starter. That's Liggett, who is starting to loosen, just stretch in the bullpen, not throw. Another 2-2. Clay takes it high and outside, ball 3. And that Auburn dugout cheering on Todd Clay. So Auburn looks for a base runner here in the 4th. Leading 1-0 over Kansas State. Guyette fires. Foul ball, right side, and the battle continues. Auburn has faced Kansas State one other time ever, and it was here in this ballpark on the last day of the event in 2022. Tigers won that day 12-1. Here's Guyette's pitch, and he got him swinging. Foul tipped into the catcher's mitt. It's a strikeout for Guyette. Second time he's retired Clay on strikes, and just his 3rd strikeout of the game. 2 up, 2 down in the 4th. That was a good long at bat, though. You worked some more pitches out of Guyette. That's a good pitch, too. Breaking ball. It was a strike 90% of the way. Here's Ethan Bingaman. Walked in his first at bat. He takes ball 1 high here. Carson Liggett is a right-hander who is stretching for Kansas State here in the 4th. Pitch to Bingaman. Fastball strike at 92. Still pretty good life on the fastball as Guyette approaches 70 pitches. He's got room in left center if he can hit one over the shortstop. Instead, he fouls it off to the right side into the Lexus level. And it's a ball and 2 strikes to Bingaman. 6 in a row retired by Guyette. The second time through the order, Auburn hasn't been able to punch anything through against him. 1-2 pitch. Ground ball, right side. First baseman backs up on it. He'll have to throw to the pitcher covering. Guyette gets there in time to retire the side. 7 in a row retired by Guyette since McCrane's single in the 2nd inning. 3 up, 3 down go the Tigers in the 4th. Still 1-0. Auburn on top. And this is the Auburn Sports Network.
Here's a clip from a recent Talking Tigers podcast with Andy Burcham.
Auburn University Board of Trustee member Bob Dumas.
My senior year, where we won it, was at Burning Tree in Decatur. Had some great teammates and great players, and it just all came together that week. We had been close. We had had a good year. We'd won several tournaments and felt like we had the capacity and the courage to do it, and we did. I think more was a very joyous time, of course, being the first. But I think later on, as you grow older, you begin to appreciate and value that much more.
New episodes of the Talking Tigers podcast are released Mondays wherever you listen to podcasts. Subscribe to the Talking Tigers podcast exclusively from the Auburn Sports Network.
Jake Marciano has been brilliant so far. 9 up, 9 down as we go to the 4th inning. Auburn leads Kansas State 1-0. Let me ask you a question, an important question. Are you looking for fresh seafood? Well, if so, Wharf Casual Seafood serves seafood sourced from American waters. And if you don't like seafood, that's no problem. They have burgers, salads, chicken, and even more. Wharf Casual Seafood, 6 locations across central Alabama. Check them out. Back to the top of the order, Bolin, the batter. Bolin struck out his first time, the left fielder, and then had something to say to the home plate umpire. He thought the pitch was low. Clay comes in on the grass at third. Bolin squares to bunt and pulls the bat back and takes it high and outside for ball 1. Marciano now at 43 pitches, 29 strikes. Here's the delivery. Missed outside, 2-0. That may have been the changeup. Speedy leadoff man for the Wildcats. His second look at Marciano. He takes the ball low, and it's 3-0. That's the first 3-0 count of the game. And just the third 3-ball count for Marciano. Pitch. There's a straight fastball at 90 right down the middle. That was straight down Wet and Wild Way, which is a real road that's adjacent to the ballpark. And here's the 3-1. Bunted, left side, beauty, Clay back, he bare hands, he throws, it's not in time, and it gets away from first, but McCrane's backing up the play. That was a terrific bunt. A 3-1 bunt with Clay having backed up at third. That was outstanding. Todd came up and barehanded it, but had no chance. So it's a base hit, first base runner of the game for Kansas State. And let's see if Bolin wants to do some running here against Chase Fralick. 2 stolen bases. He's also been caught twice. So Marciano and the Tigers will pay attention to him. With Jake being a left-hander, he might stunt that lead a step or so. And they throw to first. They got him picked off. Got him picked off. They pick off Bolin. The base runner didn't last a pitch. Caught him leaning. Marciano lifted that leg, and immediately Bolin leaned towards second, and they got him. 1 down. Grant Gallagher into the batter's box. First pickoff of the year for Marciano. Pitch to Gallagher, fouled back, got it in on the hands. 0-1. Auburn knew this is an aggressive base running team. I'm a little surprised Bolin got himself picked off on the very first movement. But we'll take it. Here's the pitch. Fastball, missed a little up. 1-1. We're a little late, but we'll get the station ID here in just a bit. After the 1-1 pitch to Gallagher, here it is. It is popped way into the air. Well, that's nearly to the rafters, and back to get it is the shortstop, Guevara, who puts it away in short left field. 2 down. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Auburn Sports Network. Here's A.J. Evasco, left-handed hitting DH. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. So a bunt single, a pickoff, and a high pop-out, and there's the change waved at and missed by Evasco, 0-1. Well, he's gotten the righties and the lefties with that change here today. I think he got Evasco with a changeup in the first inning. Got the swing and miss, pitch. Down and away, that was never a strike, 1-1. Glad you're with us tonight on the Auburn Sports Network, radio stations around Alabama, the Auburn Athletics app, in the booth camera on YouTube. Marciano's pitch. Ground ball back up the middle. Shortstop Guevara can't get there in time. They were playing him to pull, but he hit it in between the second baseman and shortstop and into center field. So Evasco has his 10th hit of the season. He's now 10 for 20. It's a 2-out single. The pickoff looms large. And now runner at first and 2 down for D. Kennedy. Kennedy struck out in the second. Brought his average below 500. How many times can you get him out in a game? Big hole on the right side of the infield. They play him to pull, and they hold the runner at first. Evasco does not have a stolen base this year. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. It's 1-0 Auburn. Tying run at first for Kansas State. Marciano delivers. And misses downstairs. 1 ball, no strikes to Kennedy. Clay near the line at third. Guevara, regular spot at short. And McCrane plays him to pull at second. They'll throw to first. Little soft toss there. It chases Avasco back standing. You'd like to keep him as close as possible because if Kennedy hits anything in a gap, he could tie the game. Pitch. Kennedy swings and misses at the change. 1-1. Marciano now at 55 pitches with 2 outs in the 4th. He went 5 innings a week ago. 1-1. Fastball, strike under the hand. 1-2. You could hear the pop. There is no effects feed. That's a microphone hanging out of the booth 1,000 feet away from the plate. You could hear the way it popped the mitt. Here's the 1-2. Change up, missed down and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. One nothing Auburn, bottom of the 4th. Runner gets his lead from first. Pitch home. Swing and a miss. He got him. Down goes Kennedy on strikes for the second time tonight. That's 7 strikeouts for Marciano. K-Counter presented by Kia of Auburn, where you're always number 1. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, a pickoff, and 1 man left for Kansas State. We're through 4. Still Auburn 1, Kansas State nothing. Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
Alabama Power is here for you when big storms hit. But we're also here for the little things. We're there to get the coffee started, to make sure everyone's ready for school, for midday dance breaks, and evening entertainment. We're also there to help you save on all that energy with easy-to-use tips, tools, and efficiency programs. So enjoy these moments.
Kids, movie night.
And we'll do the rest. Visit alabamapower.com and follow us on social to learn more.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong. You are fearless. You are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
This broadcast of Auburn baseball is brought to you in part by Cook's Pest Control and the Centricon system. You don't have to live with termites.
Auburn 1, Kansas State nothing. James Guyette, the starter, back out there for the 5th. Kansas State played here in Arlington last year, the week either before or week after Auburn did, and they went 3-0. So these are 2 teams that are riding winning streaks in this ballpark. Auburn last year, there were only 2 games a day last year. There are 3 games a day this year. They've added a couple teams. But Auburn actually stayed because they had the late game last year on Sunday. So they stayed around and they practiced in the building on Monday before flying back. There's a swing, and Cade Ballou delivers a base hit to right field. Good start to the 5th inning. Auburn has a leadoff man on base for the 3rd time. Ballou jumped on the first pitch, singled to right. He's aboard for Brandon McCrane. McCrane singled up the middle his first time. Might he be bunting? Gabe Gross is out of the dugout. He's given signals from there, from that top step of the dugout. I said he's out. He was on the top step. Carl Nonemaker coaching at 3rd. Sonny DeShera coaching at 1st. Ballou has good wheels. He's got his lead at 1st. McCrane takes a first pitch strike on the inner half. Threw that slider that started in and then broke across the plate. Guyette has given up a run on 5 hits so far. McCrane has one of those. There goes Ballou. McCrane swings and flies it to center. On comes Lewis. On comes the right fielder. Did he get it? Yes, he did. Ballou dives back in, and the throw is past the first baseman, backed up by the catcher. So Ballou almost all the way to second. Vasquez came in, made a sliding catch, and then Ballou had to hustle back and dive into first base head first to beat a double play throw. If the first baseman catches the ball, I'm not sure that Ballou beats it back. Well, that was close to a drop by Vasquez. A really good catch in right field. And Ballou actually sliding back in, slid in front of the glove of the first baseman, caused him not to be able to pick the ball on a short hop at first. And went to the dugout. All right, here's Bristol Carter. All that to say it's a fly out for McCrane for the first out of the inning, and Bristol Carter takes a first pitch strike. Carter 1 for 2. A single, and he scored the only run of the game in the first inning. He's also reached on a fielder's choice. Here's the pitch, way outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. They pitch him outside and continue to play him in the shift on the infield. So with the shift and 3 infielders on the left side of second base and holding on Ballou at first, the right side is completely open. If Bristol could hit it to the opposite field, 1-1 pitch. It's a ball low, and it's 2-1. Guyette now in the 5th inning is at 77 pitches. 5th inning is presented by Southern Union. 2-1 to the Tigers center fielder. Carter swings and fouls it away right side. 2-2. Move seamlessly to Auburn to complete your bachelor's degree in selected programs by taking courses at Southern Union and Auburn concurrently at Southern Union's tuition rates. Let Southern Union put you on a path to the Plains. Two to Carter. Oh, Ballou on the run. Slides in, and he's out. He got a running start, and he was halfway to second before Guyette even knew he had left first. But he calmly turned around and threw and nabbed Ballou at second by the skin of his teeth. Cade Ballou beat that throw. He beat the throw with his left hand. They're not going to challenge, but he beat that throw. Oh, what a bad break for Auburn. The pitch is fouled away. And it goes now to 2-2 on Bristol Carter. Ballou got his left hand in. The throw beat him, but the tag was applied up near the shoulder, and he got the left hand in. What a tough break. Here's the 2-2. Carter takes it low, counts full. 2 away and nobody on. Stretch and the pitch to Carter. Nearly hit him. It's ball 4 inside. Man. Would have been first and second and 1 out. Now they have somebody else up in their bullpen starting to get loose. It looks like Cole Weisenbaker. All right, here's Bub Terrell, runner at first and 2 outs. Terrell is 1 for 2. He singled and grounded out to deep second. Pitch. Down and in. Fastball at 92, 1 ball, no strikes. 82 pitches for Guyette. He's got to be getting close. We're in the 5th. The 1-0 delivery. Nope, instead a throw to first. Little soft toss. And Carter is back. Bristol does have a stolen base. I don't know if we'll see how aggressive Auburn would be with 2 outs, Terrell at the plate. After Ballou was thrown out earlier. Throw to first. He wasn't thrown out by the catcher. He was thrown out by the pitcher. He got such a good lead, such a good jump. The delivery. Swing and a miss. He took something off there. May have been the changeup. Had Bub in front. 1-1. Top of the 5th inning. Carter at first. 2 outs. Tigers up 1-0. Guyette looks, throws to first. And again, Carter's back standing. Outfield plays Terrell pretty deep. Center fielder shaded toward left center. They've played him that way all night. This is 3rd at bat. And another throw to first. Guyette and Murray playing catch over there with Bristol Carter at the bag. And same reason that Auburn played it that way with their leadoff man on last inning. Terrell could easily find a gap somewhere. And Carter's speed, he would easily score on an extra base hit. With 2 outs, he's off. On contact. In fact, he's off now. Pitch is high. Slide. In time. Throw. Not in time. He's safe. Stolen base, Bristol Carter. A terrific jump. Just a running jump at first base. He took 4 steps before the pitch was ever made. And Bristol Carter has his 2nd stolen base of the year. Pitch was a strike to Terrell. A high strike at that, but a strike. And now the count 1-2. It'll take a 2-strike and 2-out hit for Auburn to add to its 1-0 lead. A base hit would score a run. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Guyette looks to second for a long time. Now delivers. Bouncing ball off the glove of the pitcher. Second baseman gloves, throws to third. Behind the runner, Carter scores! They go to second and they get Terrell, who was too aggressive. He wants to challenge it. He thinks he beat the tag. Cade Ballou absolutely beat the tag earlier, and now let's see. Bub asked for the challenge, and they will. Oh, I wish they'd have challenged Ballou's slide earlier. Here's what happened. Terrell bounced it up the middle. It went off the pitcher's glove behind the bag at second, where Inouye fielded the ball. Carter rounded third and never looked back. With 2 outs, he was moving. And so he rounded third without checking up, scored on the play. The third baseman, Gallagher, then threw to second, where Terrell was trying to grab the extra bag. Minimum, Bristol Carter scores, and it's 2-0 Auburn. And either the inning ends after the run scores with the out at second, and that's the end of the inning, or the inning continues with a runner at second and 2 outs. So we'll see. They're putting it up on the big board. And on this view from behind home plate, it looked like Inouye tagged the left hand of Terrell. But that's looking at it from here at the big board that's way out in right field and even higher than we are here. Kansas State is staying on the field. 2 of the umpires have gone into a room off the field to take a look at monitors. Flow Sports. If you're watching that broadcast synced with this one, you just saw a commercial. And we await the video review. It's 2-0 Auburn no matter what. It's either we're going to the bottom of the 5th or we're still here in the top with 2 outs and Terrell at second. Either way, Auburn has manufactured a run here in the inning. A 2-out walk to Bristol Carter, a stolen base, and then he scored on a grounder on the infield off the pitcher's glove. Call on the field was out, and Bub argued, okay, it looked like he swiped the left hand. Bub actually pulled his left hand back. And Bub is arguing he got his right hand down before Inouye could put the tag on his left hip. And that appears to be what happened on the replay, but do they have evidence enough? Let's see. The runner is out. They'll say he's out. I understand why Bub thinks he beat the throw, and he may have. I just don't think you've got numerous angles that could show inconclusively that he beat the throw. I think at best it was inconclusive. So Bub gets a base hit, and then he's out at second for the third out of the inning. Auburn scores a run, though, on 2 hits. No errors and nobody left on base. So we go to the bottom of the 5th inning with your score Auburn 2, Kansas State nothing, and Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Ah, crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
Ants in the kitchen, termites under the floor, mosquitoes in the backyard. It's a full court infestation. Don't let them score. Call Cook's Pest Control. Nobody beats Cook's when it comes to superior protection against unwanted pests. Cook's knowledgeable and courteous technicians are expertly trained to get the job done right, guaranteed. With Cook's on your team, your home's defense is unstoppable.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie. Cook's Pest Control.
Auburn 2, Kansas State nothing, bottom of the 5th inning. Let's see. For the Wildcats, they've got Vasquez, Inouye, and Madliak. 5, 6, and 7 hitters due up. Vasquez struck out his first time. 7 strikeouts for Marciano. He starts Vasquez with a changeup. 73, slowest changeup of the night. Vasquez swings and misses, 0-1. Whether you're planting a tree or tackling a backyard project, don't risk a penalty. Contact Alabama 811 before you dig. Get your underground utilities marked for free. Pitch. Hit on the ground to third. Clay slides, stops it, throws to first for the out. Nice play. Todd Clay at third. Sliding to his left to make the stop. Got to his feet, didn't rush the throw, and made a good one for the out. 5-3 on the put out, 1 down in the 5th. Visit al811.com or call 811. It's free, it's simple, and it's the law. Now here's Shintaro Inouye. Really good defensive second baseman. Been impressed by his plays in the field and where they've positioned him. He swings at the first pitch and flies it to straightaway left field. Terrell back a couple of steps into his right 2 steps, and he makes the catch quickly, 2 down in the 5th. Bear Madliak is the catcher. He's the next hitter. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Kansas State got 2 singles in the 4th. Those are their only 2 hits of the ballgame. They are trying to do what Louisville did earlier today. Nebraska took a 2-0 lead into the 6th. And then Louisville scored 3 times in the 6th, another time in the 7th, won the game 4-2. Here's the pitch to Madliak. He's out in front of the changeup. Swings and misses, 0-1. 12 strikeouts in Marciano's Auburn debut a week ago against Youngstown State. He's got 7 tonight. Here's the wind and the pitch. Breaking ball and a beauty. In for strike 2. Movement in toward the right-handed hitter. He took it for the second strike. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on, bottom of the 5th. Marciano strong on the mound for the Tigers. The sophomore lefty looks, plants, fires, and it's fouled back. Inside fastball, fouled back to the screen. If you missed our pregame visit with Coach Thompson, he described the backstop area. It's not like Plainsman Park where it's mostly brick. It's mostly net. There's about, 4 inches or so of concrete at the bottom. Here's the pitch. It's low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So anything that gets past the catcher and is right at ground level, that could kick back. Otherwise, it's going to hit the net that has a pretty good bit of slack to it, and it's not going to kick back. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Marciano struck him out with a slider. 8 strikeouts for the Auburn starter, who makes quick work of Kansas State in the 5th. Marciano is dealing. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. Through 5, it's Auburn 2. Kansas State nothing, and this is the Auburn Sports Network.
In 1977, Ford F-Series became the best-selling trucks in America. 33 million trucks later, we've kept that title every year since. And that's a formula we plan on repeating. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. The best-selling trucks in America for 49 years and counting. Based on 1977 to 2025 calendar year industry reported total sales.
Let's be honest, senior living shouldn't feel senior, and it's definitely not all about yelling, bingo! At Atlas Senior Living, we focus on great care, great people, and yes, great days. And no one telling you that you can't have dessert before dinner. Well, maybe once. And with locations throughout the Southeast, chances are there's an Atlas community closer than you think. Atlas Senior Living. Exceptional care. Even better living. Visit atlasseniorliving.com to find a community near you and schedule a tour today.
Jake Marciano has been excellent tonight. And Auburn leads Kansas State 2-0. Let's get some more offense, pad this lead a little bit. Guevara, Freilich, and Steele do up. Guyette is still out there. They've got guys in the bullpen that have been warming up for an inning or so. Guyette, as Eric Guevara stands in. He's at 85 pitches, 54 strikes. He's walked 2, he struck out 3, he's given up 2 runs on 6 hits. Similar to last week against Iowa, it's just he had more run support. Guevara, first pitch, missed a little low, and Madliak, the catcher, thought he had a strike. He double clutched before he threw it back. Guevara tonight is bunt singled, and he's flied out to right field. Pitch. Swing and a high pop fly right side. That's going to drift out of play. 1-1 to the Auburn infielder. Third baseman, shortstop. He's at short tonight. And Guevara picks up the bat, comes back to do it again. Arlington has a lot to offer. They've installed an IndyCar racing track and stands. Pitch misses high to Guevara, 2-1. That runs right alongside the ballpark. New hotel development here. Pitch. There's a drive into center. Back goes Lewis. He's going to have room shy of the warning track by 1 step. Guevara hit that about 395 feet to straightaway center. And it's the first out. There is also a bowling museum in Arlington. We saw that on the way to lunch today, a museum of bowling. We were going to go visit it. We just didn't have enough time to spare. Here's Chase Freilich. First pitch to Chase is a called strike, 0-1. Freilich, the Auburn catcher. Nobody on, 1 out. Pitch. Nope, missed with a fastball. Fastball's down to 88. A ball and a strike. Freilich has reached on a fielder's choice and popped out. Guyette to the plate. Swing and a foul back. Good swing. Took a little something off that. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Auburn has gotten the leadoff man on base in 3 of the 6 innings. Both runs have come in innings in which they got the leadoff man on. A ball and 2 strikes, 1 out. Top of the 6th, 2-0 Tigers. 1-2 pitch to Fraley. That's fly left side foul into the second level of seats. Tigers 2, Wildcats nothing. Guyette with another 1-2 offering on its way. And it's grounded foul out in front of the plate and then off to the side in foul ground onto the turf. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Auburn and Florida State tomorrow at 3. Our broadcast coverage will start at 2:45 tomorrow afternoon. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Here's the pitch. That's way outside, 2-2. Let's see if he's trying to set up that slider down and in. He has not thrown that effectively to lefties for a strike tonight. Now it's a different guy warming up. They've changed relievers into bullpen several times. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, right side against the shift. Shortstop gets there, though. Kennedy ranges to his left to glove it and then make the throw. He was playing at a standard second baseman's position. They were so dramatically shifted over, and he still had to range to his left and make the catch. So 2 up, 2 down. And it'll be Lucas Steele. Steele's looking for his first hit of the game. Oh for 2. Billy Ike is warming up, number 35, a right-hander for Kansas State. First pitch misses inside to Steele. 1 ball, no strikes. Lucas is struck out, bounced out to second. Shift is on against him. Pitch. Grounded off the end of the bat, foul, 1-1. Kennedy is playing like a second baseman deep. In a way, the second baseman is playing shallow right field. Left side of the infield, if Lucas could just hit one the other way. Pitch misses high, 2-1. Two 2-0 Tigers. Top of the 6th. Nobody on, 2 out. Open stance for Steele. Pitch. Grounded foul right side over into the Kansas State dugout. And it's 2-2. Guyette trying to finish strong. And now the third baseman goes and plays a normal shortstop position. You could bunt it up the third base side for a double. But there are 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2. Missed way outside, and the count's full. Lucas has drawn 3 walks so far this year. He'd love to give Clay a chance to bat here in the 6th. Todd's on deck. There are 2 outs. And Guyette set to deliver the payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Well, Guyette's day may be done. He's at 102 pitches. But he strikes out Steele and retires Auburn in order in the 6th. So if his night is done, he goes out on a high note. Auburn, though, with a 2-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning when Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
You've created a comfortable home office. Now let Carrier provide the cash bonus. For a limited time, you can claim up to $1,550 in cool cash rebates on a qualified Carrier home comfort system. There's never been a better time to upgrade to year-round premium comfort and energy savings. Carrier, turn to the experts.
Let's be honest, senior living shouldn't feel senior, and it's definitely not all about yelling, bingo! At Atlas Senior Living, we focus on great care, great people, and yes, great days. And no one telling you that you can't have dessert before dinner. Well, maybe once. And with locations throughout the Southeast, chances are there's an Atlas community closer than you think. Atlas Senior Living. Exceptional care. Even better living. Visit atlasseniorliving.com to find a community near you and schedule a tour today.
2-0 Tigers. 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up for Kansas State in the bottom of the 6th. Murray, Lewis, and Bolin. Marciano's given up 2 hits so far. He's struck out 8. He hasn't walked anybody. He's not walked anyone in 10 innings as an Auburn Tiger through 2 starts. Through 2 starts, 1 run, 4 hits, no walks, and 20 strikeouts. That's pretty effective. You will take that. Murray bounced to third his first time. First pitch from Marciano in the 6th inning is a called strike. Breaking ball dropped in. 0-1. A couple more finals on the Yellowwood scoreboard to tell you about. First the pitch. Ground ball towards second. Over to get it is McCrane. That had some funky spin on it, a little side spin. McCrane scooped and threw out Murray for the out. 1 away. Now the number 9 hitter, Dante Lewis. On the Yellowwood scoreboard, Florida put down Kennesaw State 9-3. Missouri beat New Haven 12-2. Bottom of the 6th in Austin, Texas leads Michigan State 7-1. They're in the top of the 9th in College Station. Texas A&M and Pennsylvania are scoreless. Ours was the last game to get going in the SEC. Ground ball to second sharply. McCrane scoops it, throws for the second out. 3 pitches, 2 outs. 2 ground balls to second. 2 up, 2 down in the 6th. The lineup turns over, and here's Robbie Bolin. Bolin with a bunt single in the 4th inning. He was the first Wildcat to reach out of Topeka. Bolin stands in from the left side. Let's check Marciano's pitch count. First the pitch, fastball, strike. 0-1 to Bolin. That was pitch number 70 for Marciano. Plants and fires. And missed a little low. Fralick tried to earn an extra strike there, but he didn't get the call. It's 1-1. Off the right side of the rubber, Marciano deals. And it's grounded to first. Bingaman bobbled, but he got it. Wins the race to the bag for the out. 3 ground ball outs. And a quick, that's a 6-pitch inning for Marciano. You'll take that every time. 3 up, 3 down for a second straight inning. 7 in a row retired by the Auburn starter. We're through 6, 2-0. Tigers in front. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Live Sports Radio, bringing you inside Neville Arena for all the action of men's and women's basketball game day with no delay. Every dunk, block shot, and steal, plus all the analysis from our Hall of Fame coaches, all with no delay. $25 new or $10 to reprogram the one you already have. Also, use it for every broadcast of home baseball and softball games this spring, all with no delay. With Live Sports Radio, presented by Alpha Insurance.
Ants in the kitchen, termites under the floor, mosquitoes in the backyard. It's a full court infestation. Don't let them score. Call Cook's Pest Control. Nobody beats Cook's when it comes to superior protection against unwanted pests. Cook's knowledgeable and courteous technicians are expertly trained to get the job done right, guaranteed. With Cook's on your team, your home's defense is unstoppable.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie. Cook's Pest Control.
Two 2-0 Tigers in front. Clay, Bingaman, and Ballou, the scheduled hitters in the 7th. And they'll face a reliever. The starter, Guyette, is out, and the new pitcher is number 35, Billy Ike. E-I-C-H, Ike, 6'6", 260. Ring the bell. Senior out of Tampa, Florida, Wharton High School. He was at Barry University for 3 years. Barry University, Division II. Started 15 games over his 3-year stint at Barry. Was 5-4 with a 5.97 earned run average. Last year, he was 5-3. Was a weekend starter. 75 in the third innings, 40 earned runs allowed. He struck out 76 and walked 41 in those 75 in the third innings. So Billy Ike is in. James Guyette, 6 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. He threw 102 pitches. Here is Todd Clay against the big 6'6" right-hander who misses outside with a slider. 1 ball, no strikes. And Ike's hair flows down, falling right at his shoulders. First pitch, or the 1-0 pitch, missed inside. It's 2-0. He has got a mustache and a mullet, and he is owning it. Ike looks in, delivers, and all the way to the backstop and off the concrete. It blasts back out onto the field almost to short. 3-0. Ike, a little wild coming out of the bullpen. Tigers lead 2-0, top of the 7th. Here's the pitch. Fastball, that's right down the middle. 96 on that heater, and it's 3-1 to Clay. 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts for Todd tonight. Auburn Baseball is brought to you in part by Wind Creek Casino, where the action never stops. 3-1 pitch to Clay. Fouled back. Another fastball, 95. Hottest games, loosest spins, more ways to win. Wind Creek Casino. Find your winning moment. Auburn 2, Kansas State 0. We are in the top of the 7th. Ike from the stretch, always plants and fires. Popped up right side. That'll get into the seats. Clay had a really good at bat against Guyette in the 4th. Full count, fouled off 4 or 5 before eventually striking out. But a good battle. Now here's Ike with another payoff pitch. Clay swings and misses at a high fastball. He's down on strikes for the 3rd time tonight. 1 down in the top half of the 7th. And Ethan Bingaman is the batter. So Ike strikes out the first man he faces. And now Bingaman the batter. First pitch to him. Upstairs, 1-0. Ike fell behind 3-0. He battled back. Let's see if Ike pitched last weekend out in Arizona. Big, tall right-hander. Delivers. Oh, it nearly hit him. Bingaman had to jump out of the way. Our friend Paul Ellen would say he low-bridged him. 2 balls, no strikes. Delivery. Way outside. That one not particularly close. All right. This appears to be the season debut for Ike. No stats on him from the first 4 games of the year. So first Division I action for the Kansas State reliever. 3-0 to Bingaman. That's in there for a strike. It's 3-1. Threw him a fastball at 95. He's trying to mirror the pattern with Clay. He fell behind 3-0. Threw a fastball for strike one, a fastball for strike two. Here's the 3-1 to the freshman first baseman. Bingaman off the hands, a little bloop into left. That's trouble. It's down. Base hit by Bingaman. He threw the fastball 95 on the inner half. And Bingaman got the hands in, turned on it, muscled it into short left field. Yeah, above the belt and in on the hands. Good piece of hitting by Bingaman, who's on base for the second time tonight. It's his first hit. Tigers have a one-out base runner for Cade Ballou, who singled his last time up. He's 1 for 2. Cade is singled and grounded into a double play. Big hole right side. He takes a cut here and misses on a first pitch fastball that was up. 0-1. If Cade gets a lot of fastballs and measures one, the 4 folks sitting in the right field seats can go after a souvenir. But he couldn't catch that one. 94, a swing and a miss. Elevated fastballs. Ballou has swung and missed at both, and now he's in a hole 0-2. Ike, the first reliever of the night for Kansas State, with the Tigers leading 2-0. Stretch pitch. Fouled back, tried to come in with another fastball at 95. Fouled away. Ballou, 4 for 16 to start the season. He's got those bright orange batting gloves like Fralick wears. Runner at first is Bingaman. The 0-2 to Ballou. Does he get another fastball? He does, and he hits this one to center. Lewis back into his right. Squares up, puts a squeeze on it for the second out. And Bingaman retreats to first with 2 outs. Brings Brandon McCrane to the plate. McCrane singled in the second. He flied to right in the fifth, 1 for 2. Auburn at the plate, leading 2-0. A runner at first, 2 down in the top of the 7th inning. A lefty warming up in the bullpen now for Kansas State. Jam shot, pop up, right field, down the line. Right fielder coming over into foul territory. Vasquez makes the catch. He jammed McCrane and got the out. And the inning is over. Two fly ball outs in the inning. A 1-out single goes by the wayside. No runs on a hit, no errors, 1 left for Auburn. 7th inning stretch time. Tigers 2, Wildcats nothing. Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
Are you ready for your winning moment? Find it at Wind Creek Casino, where the action never stops. Hottest games, loosest spins, more ways to win. We've got the highest payouts and the most epic rewards. At Wind Creek, there's a win waiting for you around every corner. Wind Creek Casino. Find your winning moment. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
There's team pride, and then there's extra Tiger pride. When I'm carrying the Auburn University Regents Visa debit card or prepaid Regents Now card, that's exactly what I get. Whether I'm grabbing some extra Auburn gear or picking up an extra dozen wings for the game, this card always brings it. Sometimes I get an extra War Eagle from the cashier too. Visit Regions.com/Go Tigers to get yours.
Extra changes everything. And at Regions, Extra is our ordinary. Official bank of the SEC, member FDIC.
This game recap is presented by Regions Bank. Regions is a proud partner of Auburn University and the official bank of the SEC.
Auburn scored a run in the top of the first inning. That held up for a long time. Tigers added a second run in the 5th. And Jake Marciano has been dazzling again for Auburn. Marciano, 6 innings, 2 hits, no runs, no walks, 8 strikeouts. In his first 2 Auburn starts, Marciano, 11 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, no walks, and 20 strikeouts. Simply magnificent. And Auburn has made a Yellowwood call to the bullpen. Marciano's night is over. And on comes Drew Whalen. Drew Whalen, first reliever of the day for the Tigers. Western Kentucky transfer, seeing his second action in as many weekends. He was the first guy out of the bullpen last week for the Tigers on Friday. And against Youngstown State, he went 3 innings. In those 3 innings, no hits, no runs, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. So Drew Whalen, the new pitcher for the Tigers, 6'1", 210-pound junior right-hander from Nashville by way of Western Kentucky, and he meets Grant Gallagher to start the bottom of the 7th. And Gallagher takes a ball down and away.
Now is number 6, Drew Whalen.
Gallagher against Marciano, 0 for 2. He flied out twice. Gallagher out of Tallahassee, Florida. 1-0 pitch. That's down. 2 balls, no strikes. Whalen didn't give up a run or a hit, but he walked 3 a week ago against Youngstown State. Marciano, 77% strikes last week. Tonight, 72 pitches, 50 strikes. Here's the pitch. And he missed low. 3 balls, no strikes. Ivasco and Kennedy, the best 2 hitters in their lineup, are waiting next behind Gallagher with a 3-ball, no strike count. Righty-righty matchup. Whalen lifts, plants, delivers, strike down the middle, 3-1. 72 pitches in 6 innings for Marciano. Just crazy effective. Only 2 base runners allowed, and one of those he picked off before the next pitch to the plate. Here's the delivery. There's a called strike on the outside corner. Gallagher showed bunt late. Didn't offer at it. So Marciano really only pitched with runners on base for 1 batter. That came with 2 outs, and then he struck out Kennedy. In rhythm all night. Here's the payoff pitch to Gallagher. Ground ball to short. Guevara back, gloves, throws, out. 1 away. That's a good at bat. Sorry, it's a good at bat for Whalen. A good sequence for Whalen. He fell behind 3-0, and he came back to get the ground out. And now here's A.J. Ivasco. 1 for 2, a single and a strikeout. Whalen checks his pitch card. And now gets set to battle the left-handed hitting DH. First pitch to him, swing and a miss. He chased one down and away. 0-1. Shift is on against Ivasco. Pitch. Downstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Three o'clock start tomorrow for Auburn and Florida State. Here's the 1-1 to Ivasco. Big swing. Man, he was swinging for the fences, and he fouled it back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jackson Sanders gets the start for Auburn. Florida State has a standout pitcher that missed last weekend with a virus or an illness. And he won't pitch tomorrow either. They're holding out hope he can pitch Sunday. Here's a pitch. Ground ball into the shift. Shortstop Guevara gloves it at the normal second base position. He throws out Ivasco. 2 up, 2 down. here in the 7th. And D. Kennedy comes to the plate. Auburn 2 runs on 7 hits. Kansas State no runs on 2 hits. Mentioned before, both of these teams went 3-0 in this ballpark in February last year. This has been quite the battle. Auburn's strength through the first 4 games has been its pitching, specifically its starting pitching. And the pitch to Kennedy is low. It skipped up there. 1 ball, no strike. Kansas State's strength has been its offense through 4 games. And not against low-level competition. Here's the wind by Whalen and the pitch. That's all the way to the backstop. 2 balls, no strikes. Kansas State, through its first 4 games, was hitting almost 400 as a team. They'd scored 57 runs. And still a long way to go in this game. Tigers still need to get 7 outs. But so far, it's impressive that they've held this team to 2 hits. 2-0 the count. Pitch to Kennedy. Big swing, and he fouled it off left side. Out in front. Breaking ball at 86. 2-1 the count. Bottom of the 7th inning. Auburn with a run in the 1st and a run in the 5th. Both runs scored by Bristol Carter. Now Whalen in the ball game. Both bullpens now in the game. That pitch barely missed. I'm not sure where. Maybe it was a little high. Advantage Kennedy here, the cleanup hitter, the shortstop, the National Player of the Week. A 3-1 count to the right-handed hitter. 2 outs. Pitch from Whalen. Fouled on the ground right side. Little squibber off to the K-State dugout down the first base line. Count's full. He worked a full count to Gallagher, did Whalen, before getting a ground out. New baseballs for Matthew Anderson, the home plate umpire. Cole Weisenbaker, who was up earlier in the game, but they went with the right-hander instead. He's a lefty throwing in the bullpen for Kansas State now. See if we see him in the 8th. How about one more strike and we find out? Here is the wind. Whalen pitches. Called strike 3. Got him with a fastball. Kennedy down on strikes for the 3rd time tonight. And Whalen works a 1-2-3-7. Tigers 2, Wildcats nothing. We go to the 8th after you hear these announcements. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Looking for a street legal golf car? Diamond Golf Cars has the largest selection in the state, and the Auburn store is right off Oplacker Road, closer than you think. With locations in Auburn, Birmingham, and Huntsville, they've been raising the bar since 2012 in golf car sales and service. Need a tune-up? Diamond Golf Cars is full service for all your golf car needs, and they offer pickup and delivery. Carrying brands such as EasyGo, Club Car, Yamaha, and much more. Visit DiamondGolfCars.com today and drive different. Drive Diamond.
The Goose Performing Arts Center at Auburn University is Alabama's premier destination for the arts, bringing you the very best of Broadway, dance, music, and more. Learn more about upcoming performances and see the calendar of events online at gougecenter.auburn.edu. That's GOGUE center.auburn.edu. Or call the box office 334-844-TIXS.
We move to the 8th here in Arlington. 2-0, Auburn in front. Top of the order due up. Carter, Terrell, Guevara. And it's still Ike who's out there, the big 6'6", 260-pound right-hander for Kansas State. Auburn baseball is brought to you in part by East Alabama Health. With their spacious cancer center, patients can make cancer a distant memory instead of a distant drive. That's why East Alabama Health is Auburn's home field advantage. Here's Carter. A single, a walk, a stolen base, 2 runs scored. He has been productive in the leadoff spot. Here's the pitch. It's a ball high. Auburn discussed today, maybe the lengthiest discussion the coaching staff had was who to put in the leadoff spot. And they landed on Bristol, and it's proved to be a good choice. 1-0 pitch. There's a strike, 1-1. Fastball, 93, as Ike moves into his second inning of work. He gave up a single last inning. He struck out a batter and got 2 fly ball outs. Pitch. Missed high. Off speed. May have been a change at 83. But it was high. And it's 2-1. Infield is straight away. They don't play him in a shift. Here's the pitch. He shows bunt. He yanks the bat back and takes a ball high again. It's 3-1. Carter with 5 hits and 5 runs scored in the first 5 games of the season. And really, that's 4 games. He didn't play in the first game against Youngstown. He shows bunt, and that nearly hit him. Had to back out of the way. It's a walk to Carter, and Auburn's got the leadoff man for the 4th time tonight. Leadoff walk to Carter. He walked and scored in the 5th. He stole a base, and that was a part of it. Here's Bub Terrell. And now time called. Let's see if they go to the lefty here. I think this is the head coach, Pete Hughes. Yep, they're going to make a move to a left-hander to face the lefty, Bub Terrell. This is going to be Weisenbaker. It's a Peppertree call to the bullpen, a Peppertree pitching change, rather, for Kansas State. For a new level of taste, Tiger fans know it's got to be Peppertree. For the best wine selection and the finest cuts of meat, visit Peppertree in Auburn or Montgomery. Online, steaksandwine.com. That's steaks, the letter N, wine.com. Peppertree pitching change for Kansas State.
Ants in the kitchen, termites under the floor, mosquitoes in the backyard. It's a full court infestation. Don't let them score. Call Cook's Pest Control. Nobody beats Cook's when it comes to superior protection against unwanted pests. Cook's knowledgeable and courteous technicians are expertly trained to get the job done right, guaranteed. With Cook's on your team, your home's defense is unstoppable.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie Cook's Pest Control.
Cole Weisenbaker, the new pitcher for Kansas State. He's brought in for a lefty-on-lefty matchup. 6'4", 185. Lanky redshirt junior out of Cypress Christian High School in Houston. Didn't play last year. He was injured. He has been at Kansas State his entire career. He was the 94th player in the state of Texas and the 12th best left-handed pitcher in the state, according to Perfect Game, coming out of high school. 2 years ago, he made 22 appearances, all in relief. He was 4-0 with a 2.67 earned run average. 29 strikeouts, 14 walks, and teams hit .240 against him 2 years ago. 33 and 2/3 innings pitched, 10 runs allowed in those 22 relief outings. So average about an inning and a half per outing. Cole Weisenbaker. Ike went an inning and 2/3 in relief. Check that. He went 1 inning in relief. No runs, 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. He faced 5 batters. He threw 22 pitches, 12 of them for strikes. So 35 is out and 13. Cole Weisenbaker is in. Just like it sounds, Wisenbaker. Weisenbaker, the lefty, against Bub Terrell, the left-handed hitter. We'll see how long he stays in there, because you got Guevara, a right-handed hitter, after him. Throw to first. Back goes Carter. They'll keep an eye on Bristol. Terrell has singled twice and grounded out, 2 for 3. Another throw over to first. Weisenbaker has already pitched twice this year. He appeared in the opener against Iowa, pitched again Monday against Air Force. They played Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Terrell swings and misses. Whew, that was a wicked slider moving away from him. 0-1 the count. Went 2 innings against Iowa, a third of an inning against Air Force. He was in to face one batter against Air Force. He got a strikeout. So you wonder if this is more of the 2-inning outing or more of the one batter situation for Weisenbaker. Another throw to first, and Carter's back. He went 2 innings against Iowa a week ago tonight, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs. He walked 2, struck out 2, threw 2 wild pitches. So we'll watch the wild pitches. He threw 3 pitches against Air Force to get the strikeout Monday. He threw 49 Friday against the Hawkeyes. Weisenbaker looks home and fires home and misses outside. Terrell had shown bunt. A ball and a strike. We're in the top of the 8th. Auburn leads 2-0. Trying to put some pressure on Kansas State here in the top of the 8th. They're on their 3rd pitcher of the game. There goes Carter. Swung on and missed. Throw to second. Not in time. Stolen base, Bristol Carter. 87. It was an off-speed pitch, but Carter stole that one with the jump. He took just a little hop step before he took off. Kennedy dropped the ball on the throw at second. It wouldn't have mattered. He was safe anyway. Now count a ball and 2 strikes to Terrell with nobody out. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him with a changeup. That's a good pitch. 1 away in the 8th. And let's see, do they stick with Weisenbaker against the right-handed hitter Guevara? Looks like they might. Eric is 1 for 3, a bunt single in the first inning, and he's flied out a couple of times. And Auburn okay, Carter had something. I can't from up here. Your guess is as good as mine. Something he handed to Carl Nonemaker, and now goes back to second base. Here's Guevara. First pitch to him. Slider in there for a strike, 0-1. Well, you could see what made Weisenbaker so effective. They missed him last year. His stuff is really good here in the early going of this outing. He's the 3rd pitcher of the game for Kansas State. We're in the top of the 8th. 1 on, 1 out. They throw to second, and they throw it into center field. Second baseman wasn't near the bag, and Weisenbaker threw it anyway. He threw it anyway, and down to 3rd goes Carter. It's an errant throw, an error on the pitcher. A walk, a stolen base, an errant throw. And Auburn's got a runner at 3rd with 1 out. Weisenbaker turned around, and instead of throwing it to Inouye, who was several steps away from the bag, he threw it to the bag. And now Carter halfway down the line at 3rd. He's going to try to play games with the pitcher. There's a ground ball left side through. Base hit Guevara. Tigers lead 3-0. RBI single for Guevara. He bounced it over the head of the 3rd baseman who was playing in, and the Tigers manufacture a run. It's 3-0. Guevara drives in his 2nd run of the season. And Bristol Carter has been on base 3 times. He has scored 3 times. What a decision to put him at the top of the lineup today. It has paid off. He was pumping that right fist as he crossed the plate. Here's Chase Fralick. Swing and a miss. He was trying to make it 5-0 with that swing. 0-1 to Chase. Fralick 0 for 3. Reached on a fielder's choice, flied out, and grounded out. He could get that front foot out and pull it to the right side. He's got lots of room. The ground ball, right side, over the head of the first baseman and into right field. That's exactly what he did. Guevara heads for third. They're at the corners with one out. Fralick knew he had the big hole on the right side because they were holding Guevara on at first. And, kept his head down and just smashed it into the ground and over the head of the first baseman. If the first baseman's playing back, he's got a chance to get to that, but holding the runner on, not enough time to drift back on it. Back-to-back base hits off of Weisenbaker. At the corners with one out. And now Lucas Steele bats right-handed against the lefty. Right side wide open. In the shift. Pitch shows bunt. Takes a strike. High strike, but a strike. 0-1. Auburn leads it now 3-0. Single runs in the first, the fifth, and the eighth. Runner at third is Guevara. Fralick is at first. And the pitch. Swung on and missed by Steele. It's 0-2. That was a change at 76. Steele has struck out a couple of times. He's also grounded to second. That was as a lefty. First at bat as a righty tonight. Pitch. Popped up and back and into the seats. Still 0-2. Base hit here. The lead increases. Stretch. Weisenbaker looks home and deals. And misses low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Steele ready in the right-handed batter's box. The pitch. Fly ball, right center field. On the run, Lewis. He makes the running catch. Tagging from third is Guevara. He scores easily. Auburn adds another run. It's 4-0. Sacrifice fly, RBI for Lucas Steele. His first run batted in of the season. 2 away. Guevara in from third. 2 runs in the inning for the Tigers. And it's now 4-0. Fralick stays at first, and Todd Clay is the batter. Clay takes ball 1 low. Tough night for Clay here in Arlington. He's 0 for 3, 3 strikeouts. Pitch. Miss low and in, 2-0. Broadcast tomorrow at 2:45. We will have the In the Booth camera on YouTube. It's going to be broadcast on the radio in the Auburn area on ESPN 106.7. Everywhere else on the Auburn Athletics app. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, left side foul. Knocked down over there by Carl Nonemaker in the third base coach's box. 2-1. Full network coverage tomorrow of Auburn basketball. Tigers at home against Kentucky. Big game for Auburn. That's a 7:30 tip. It is the Outlive game at Neville Arena. Broadcast coverage at 7 all across the network tomorrow night. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Todd Clay. It bounces up there, gets away from the catcher, and Fralick takes second. Madliak had no clue where that ball was. It skipped to his left. He did a full 360 before he located it. It's a wild pitch. Weisenbaker has now 3 of those on the year. It puts Freilich in scoring position. Count goes to 3-1 to Clay. Bingaman waits on deck. 2 outs in the inning. Here's the pitch. Popped up, right side, out of play. Drifts over into the stands. And the count's full. Payoff pitch coming to Clay. It's on the way. Check swing, down and in. Did he go? Yes, he did. And that should be strike 3. The umpire said it's 3-2. That should be strike 3. Pete Hughes is out to argue that the umpire has the count wrong. I've got the same count that Pete Hughes has. I've got that was strike 3. Now the umpires are going to get together and talk about it. Matthew Anderson goes to Casey Moser, the second base umpire. And they're going to get together and try to get the right count. I'd like it to just now be 3-2, but I had that as the 3rd strike. Kansas State players are walking off the field. Umpires conferencing between the plate and the mound. It's 4-0 Auburn. We're in the top of the 8th. And yeah, that's strike 3, and Clay is out of there on strikes for the 4th time tonight. Inning is over. That's the right count. That's the right call. Tigers were going to be gifted another strike there, but the K-State head coach came out and argued otherwise, and he argued correctly. The umpires, to their credit, got together, conferenced, and made the right call. Auburn scores 2 times in the inning. 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors, and a runner left on base. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. 4-0. Tigers in front. Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
You closer to the game than Sirius XM College Sports Radio.
For the win! Got it! Let's go!
Tune in for news, talk, and analysis from the offseason through regular season and into the postseason. We've got your team covered anywhere you go.
Deep to center field! Oh, it's gone!
Get a free trial at SiriusXM.com/College Sports Radio 2025.
Alabama Power is here for you when big storms hit. But we're also here for the little things. We're there to get the coffee started, to make sure everyone's ready for school, for midday dance breaks, and evening entertainment. We're also there to help you save on all that energy with easy-to-use tips, tools, and efficiency programs. So enjoy these moments.
Kids, movie night.
And we'll do the rest. Visit alabamapower.com and follow us on social to learn more.
Back to Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas for more Auburn baseball.
Bottom of the 8th, Auburn in front. 4-0. Tigers with a couple of more runs in that top of the 8th to double the lead. Vasquez, Inouye, and Madliak. The first 3 due up, the 5, 6, and 7 hitters. We're having a great time tonight in Arlington, Texas. This is an awesome event. The players love coming to this ballpark. Everybody has dreams of playing in a major league park. Whether your dream is playing Major League Baseball or you just get the opportunity to play here. If pro ball is not in the future, but all these guys come in with that dream, with that goal. And to get to play 3 games in 3 days here against good competition, this event continues to grow. First pitch of the inning is a strike into Vasquez. 0-1 to the Kansas State right fielder. There were 4 teams here last year, 6 teams here this season. Auburn won't play Michigan or Nebraska, but they're here. Ground ball, right side, second baseman, gloves. McCrane throws quickly. That was a jam shot. Vasquez didn't get a lot of power behind that swing. It was in on the fists. Ground ball out. And Drew Whalen has retired all 4 he has faced so far. And here's Shintaro Inoue. He's 0 for 2, a couple of fly ball outs for the senior from Japan. Yamaguchi, Japan. Third baseman Todd Clay well off the line and even with the bag. Now steps in on the grass. First pitch, strike right through there to Inoue. After the game, we've got Coach Thompson, a couple of players that'll head up to the press box. Swing and a miss by Inoue, 0-2. We're so far away from the field that our wireless equipment doesn't work the way that it does everywhere else. There's too much distance between the transmitter and the microphone and the transmitter. Here's the pitch. Ground ball left side, scooped there by Guevara. Pats the glove, throws low and over the head of Bingaman and into the Kansas State dugout. And down to second goes Inoue. Well, that doesn't happen much. Oh, wait, that's a new shortstop. I'm sorry. Auburn made a change defensively. Guevara is at third. That is Farber at second. I did not catch that. Neither did the official stats. That's Farber at short. And he gloved that and threw it over low. Bingaman tried to pick it with a backhand pick at first, and he couldn't do it. So that's an error on the shortstop, and down to second goes Inoue. He's aboard for the first time. Bear Madliak, the catcher, is 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. So the Tigers make a change defensively. Clay comes out of the game. Guevara goes to third. Farber to short. And an error on his first try. Here's a swing and a miss by Madliak, and a big swing at that. 0-1 to the Kansas State catcher. He is 1 for 7 on the season. And they're going to send in a pinch hitter. This is Micah Kendrick, not Madliak. Kendrick drives one to right center field. Long run. That's down. That's extra bases. All the way to the wall. Ballou over to rescue it, but it's 2 bases for Kendrick. So the pinch hitter comes in and doubles in a run. Kansas State is on the board. It's 4-1. And the error bites Auburn there. 2 pitches later, he comes in to score. So Micah Kendrick, pinch hitter, with the hardest hit ball of the night for Kansas State into the gap in right center field. Nothing Ballou could do but turn and go run it down. So runner at second, 1 out. Kansas State on the board. Tigers trying to get 5 more outs. Here's another pinch hitter. Ty Smolinski. First pitch to him is a strike. The non-starters for Kansas State in their first 4 ball games went 9 for 13. So they're continuing a pattern of pinch hitters producing. Smolinski flies one to left. Terrell over toward the line, running toward the line, makes the catch. A running grab by Terrell. So Smolinski flies out. And Dante Lewis will hit. He's 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out. Kendrick, the runner at second, 2 down. 4-1 Auburn. Tigers have out hit the Wildcats 9-3. Good to see Auburn with 9 hits tonight. And to produce from the top of the order. First pitch to Lewis. Yeah, he went. He tried to stop the swing on a beautiful breaking ball, 0-1. We have a camera that shows us the Kansas State bullpen. We don't have one for the Auburn bullpen. I'd be shocked if that's not Hetzler loosening up pitch. Downstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Oh, it may not be, though. It's not. It's a left-hander. That's Brewer for the Tigers in the bullpen, I believe. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Strike 2. Boy, he had Lewis bailing out on a slider that swept across the plate. Started in and finished across. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Best looking couple of pitches from Whalen tonight. Here to Lewis with 2 away in the 8th. Whalen comes set, the right-hander. Deals. And he misses down and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tried to get a swing and a miss from Lewis that time to no avail. Lewis struck out in the 3rd, grounded to second in the 6th. We're now in the bottom of the 8th with Auburn leading 4-1. Whalen's 2-2 offering to Lewis. This is just a little bit high, I think. And the count is full. If Lewis reaches, you're back to the top of the order. You just as soon see them in the 9th. Here's the payoff pitch to Lewis. Popped him up on the infield. Straight away, middle of the infield. Who wants it? Somebody's got to call it. Farber does, and he makes the catch, and the inning is over. Kansas State gets its first run of the game. 1 hit, 1 costly Auburn error, 1 runner left on base. Tigers lead the Wildcats 4-1. The 9th inning is next. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong. You are fearless. You are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Are you ready for your winning moment? Find it at Wind Creek Casino, where the action never stops. Hottest games, loosest spins, more ways to win. We've got the highest payouts and the most epic rewards. At Wind Creek, there's a win waiting for you around every corner. Wind Creek Casino. Find your winning moment. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
We go to the 9th inning in Arlington. Auburn 4, Kansas State 1. Bingaman, Ballou, McCrane due up for the Tigers. Single runs in the 1st, the 5th, and the 8th. Or rather, 2 runs in the 8th. Auburn's gotten good production out of the bottom 3rd of its order. A hit apiece for Bingaman, Ballou, and McCrane. Sounds a little bit like a law firm. Well, they have worked for you tonight. Bingaman is 1 for 2. He has walked, he has singled. Let's check the defensive alignments. Smolinski stays in the game at first base for Kansas State, and the first pitch from Weisenbaker is a strike to Bingaman, 0-1. Shea McGann is the new catcher. So he did not hit. He's coming in as a defensive replacement. There's a line drive single by Bingaman to left field. Bingaman got those arms extended, smooth swing and follow through, and he hit that on a rope into left. 2 hits for the freshman. Bingaman was 1 for 7 coming into tonight's game, and he has back-to-back hits. Or hits in back-to-back at-bats in the 7th and the 9th inning. Leadoff man aboard, 5th time tonight. That leadoff man's gotten on base. Now here's Ballou. Ballou has singled, flied out, and hit into a double play. First pitch to him, he shows bunt, and he bunts it right out in front of the plate. Catcher pounces, throws to first, and throws out Ballou. Be a sacrifice for Ballou. 2-3 on the putout, and the first out here in the ninth inning. Runner in scoring position for Brandon McCrane, who is 1 for 3. A single and a couple of flyouts for the redshirt freshman. Conecuh Sausage is the official sausage and hot dog of your Auburn Tigers. Conecuh is a game day favorite, always great on the grill. Pick up a pack at your local grocery store or visit the Conecuh gift shop in Evergreen, Alabama. Pitch to McCrane. Low, 1-0. At Conecuh gift shop in Evergreen off I-65 at exit 96. Bookmark it. Put it into your trip planner. 1 ball, no strikes for the number 9 hitter. Pitch. Way outside and high, 2-0. Weisenbaker came on last inning. Third pitcher of the game. Ike went 1 inning, charged with a run on a hit, a walk, and a strikeout. Weisenbaker pitches. And there's a base hit up the middle. Boy, just sawed the field in half. Solid single by McCrane, his second hit of the night. Bottom third of the order now with 5 hits for Auburn. 5 of the 11 for the Tigers have come from the bottom 3. And runners are at first and third. Bingaman had to wait to make sure no play was going to be made on that ball. Again, full arm extension on the swing, level swing. Good looking at bat for McCrane. And they're at first and third with 1 out for Bristol Carter. And you can do a lot of things here. Kansas State is going to bring the infield all the way in. Pete Hughes is going to make a pitching change. He's going to bring in a right-hander to face Carter, which is interesting because Carter could do, you could bunt against a lefty or righty, or he could swing away. Carter has a bunt single. He's walked twice. He's stolen 2 bases. He's scored 3 times. So Bristol's been a problem for Kansas State in that leadoff spot. Now he's got a chance with Auburn threatening to extend a 4-1 lead in the 9th inning. It's another pepper tree pitching change for Kansas State.
Looking for legendary wings, mouth-watering burgers, and unbeatable pizza for your next big event? Baumhauer's Catering is here to satisfy your cravings. From tailgates, birthdays, to office lunches and weddings, boost your event with delicious flavors of Baumhauer's Catering. We offer pickup or delivery, or choose our full-service catering that includes setup and staff. Don't have space for your big event? We can even host you in our dedicated party space. Baumhauer's Victory Grill Catering. Legendary flavors, zero hassle. War Eagle.
Aiden Longoria is the new pitcher for Kansas State. He's a transfer from USF. He's from Plant City, Florida. 6'3", 225-pound junior right-hander. Pitched 2 seasons for South Florida, was 3-1 with a 7.40 earned run average. 16 appearances last year, 15 of those in relief. 21 2/3 innings. He was 3-0 with 2 saves and an earned run average just under 5. Struck out 21 batters in 21 2/3 innings. He walked 6. Longoria this year pitched against Iowa in the opener last Friday. 1 inning, 15 pitches, 3 strikeouts. He was good. And they are calling on him to get a strikeout here. They need a strikeout of Bristol Carter, who has drawn 2 walks and has a bunt single. Now here's what's interesting. They'll pull the infield in. They'll pull the infield in, trying to cut down the runner from third. If they're going to throw strikes, can Bristol get something to hit and maybe slash one? Or pound? We've seen the infield. We've seen the dirt in front of the plate give some high bounces on ground balls. 2 of Auburn's 11 hits have come on bouncing balls over the head of shallow infielders. Right side is wide open. If he pushes a bunt right side, he's got a hit. Runner goes from first, ground ball gloved by the pitcher. He looks home. He can't come home. He only can go to first, and a run is in. Bristol Carter drives in a run on a ground out to the pitcher. Bingaman scores from third, and it's 5-1. And I'll tell you what, if Longoria isn't 6'3" and doesn't reach out to stop that, it's a slow rolling grounder to the right side. Nobody else is going to get to it. So he saved, well, at least another base and base runner. There's a big cut and a miss by Terrell. 0-1 to Bub. Terrell with 2 hits in the game. He's 2 for 4. 5-1 Tigers in the 9th. Runner at second. Terrell hits it hard, but right at the second baseman in a way. He gloves and throws, and the inning is over. But Auburn gets another run. They get the run that Kansas State got in the 8th. Auburn gets it right back in the top of the 9th inning. A run on 2 hits. No errors, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Tigers need 3 outs, and they're going to the bullpen to get those last 3 outs. Auburn 5, Kansas State 1. Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
In 1977, Ford F-Series became the best-selling trucks in America. 33 million trucks later, we've kept that title every year since. And that's a formula we plan on repeating. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. The best-selling trucks in America for 49 years and counting. Based on 1977 to 2025 calendar year industry reported total sales.
Are you ready for your winning moment? Find it at Wind Creek Casino, where the action never stops. Hottest games, loosest spins, more ways to win. We've got the highest payouts and the most epic rewards. At Wind Creek, there's a win waiting for you around every corner. Wind Creek Casino. Find your winning moment. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Exclusive play-by-play coverage of Auburn baseball is brought to you by Alabama Power. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Auburn Tigers.
We go to the bottom of the 9th. Auburn needs 3 outs to sew up its 4th win of the season. Tigers lead Kansas State 5-1. And the Tigers have brought Garrett Brewer in to try to finish this off. Brewer, the transfer from Michigan State, 6'3", 174. Junior from Eau Claire, Michigan. He pitched in the first game of the Youngstown State doubleheader last Saturday. 1 inning, 2 strikeouts, no hits or runs allowed. Three straight batters, 2 strikeouts. He got the save in that ball game. He was second on the Michigan State team with 41 strikeouts in 17 appearances a year ago. Allowed 1 or fewer runs in 9 of his last 10 appearances last season. Garrett Brewer on to try to close this one out. And he'll face the top of the order, Bolin, who takes low and away for ball 1. Jake Marciano, 6 innings, 2 hits, no walks, 8 strikeouts. Auburn pitching has not walked a batter tonight. Here's the pitch. Ground ball up the middle, shift on. Farber gloves behind the bag at second. Throws out Bolin, 1 down. After the game, we're going to talk to Jake Marciano, Bristol Carter, and Butch Thompson. They're going to make the hike up. It's not a hike. They'll get in an elevator. They'll make the trip up to the booth to talk to us on the Regions Bank post-game show. We look forward to that. Need 2 more outs. 11 hits tonight for Auburn. 3 for Kansas State. Gallagher, the batter. First pitch to him, Steve Wright, 92 on the heater. Defensive play of the game, there hasn't been anything really with a high degree of difficulty. Auburn pitching has been very good again. Pitch. Swing and a miss, 0-2. So no walks and 9 strikeouts for Auburn pitching. We'll call that our defensive play of the game, presented by Cook's Pest Control. Best defense for your home is Cook's Pest Control. 0-2 pitch to Grant Gallagher. On the way. Missed outside, 1-2. Cook's is the South's most trusted name in pest control since 1928 and the official pest control provider of the Auburn Tigers. Vasco waits on deck. Here's the pitch. Oh, a little bit low. Just missed low. Brewer, the third pitcher of the night, deals. Line drive off the glove of Brewer. Falls at his feet. He underhand tosses to first for the out. That ball was stung by Gallagher, and you might have been able to hear it clearly ricocheted off the leather. It was off the glove. We'll see if they give us another look here in the booth. He's fine. I mean, it was hit back. He almost caught the ball. He put the glove up, and it bounced off the glove just right at his feet. Picked it up, ran over to first for the out. 1-3 on the put out, and Auburn's 1 out away from taking the first game in Arlington. And Fralick goes out to talk to Brewer. I don't know. No coaches came out. I guess they're just making sure he's okay. Talk about how to pitch Vasco to get this last out of the ballgame. Vasco's 1 for 3. He has 1 of their 3 hits, and he swings and misses at a fastball. 0-1. One out away. Brewer, the lefty, lifts, plants, fires, strike 2. 94. He reached down for a little something extra. Tigers play at 3 tomorrow against Florida State. The Auburn fans here come to their feet. The 0-2 pitch from Brewer. Here it is. Fouled back. Vasco stays alive. 5-1 Tigers. Bottom of the 9th. Kansas State down to its last strike. Auburn contingent making noise behind the Tigers dugout down the third base line. Pitch. Just missed a little bit low. I think it caught the corner, but it was low. And the home plate umpire says, not yet. Here we go again. A ball and 2 strikes, the pitch. Just missed a little outside again. He's not missing by much. Brewer is all around the plate, and I'll tell you, it takes something for Vasco not to fish for one of these last 2 pitches. Pitch. Fly ball, right center. Ballou on the run. He won't get it. It's all the way to the wall. It's extra bases for Vasco. It's a stand-up double. Boy, after Brewer was close on back-to-back pitches that the fans here thought were strikes, I don't know, they're borderline. They're borderline. Fans thought they were strikes, but they weren't. Vasco took advantage, got a 2-2 pitch that caught a little more of the plate than Brewer would have liked, and Vasco sent it into the gap in right center. He's got a double. Here's D. Kennedy, who's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Can you get this guy 4 times in a game? He's 0 for 3. First pitch, strike at the knees, 0-1. Took something off that at 82. Evasco at second. Brewers pitch. Bounced up there and blocked by Fraley. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tigers about hit the Wildcats 11-4. Each team has an error. Auburn leads 5-1. Needing 1 more out to finish it off. 1-1 pitch to the right-handed hitting shortstop. Kennedy flies it to right, and that should do it. Ballou is under it. Ballou has it, and the Tigers win. Auburn defeats Kansas State 5-1. Production up and down the lineup tonight. The Tigers take down the Wildcats in the first game of the weekend in Arlington. 5-1 your final score. The Regions Bank postgame show is next. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like